Oh, hey bitch. Oh, excuse you. Baloney wash. I'm annoyed. I'm just here to give my opinion. And Carrie Underwood. Oh, it's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch. Hey y'all, welcome and happy, what's today? Tuesday. I know it's weird because y'all know I'm usually here on a Monday, but y'all already know I couldn't do a show yesterday because I had an event that I had to work. So anyway, how y'all doing? Welcome to a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered, a show we basically talk about all things going on in celebrity news and hot topics. So that's the show for you. Definitely stick around because we got a lot of tea to spill, including we're gonna talk about this inauguration stuff. So brace yourselves for that mess. But yeah, if you can, please do me a solid, hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also, be sure to smash the notification bell so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. I had to throw in the fitted today because I did not do my hair, so I was like, I'm not coming on here looking a mess. But we got some tea to spill. We're going to talk about Black Panther. There's some news coming out regarding that the rumor is they might be trying to find a light-skinned actor to play T'Challa. So we're going to discuss that. Plus, of course, like I said, inauguration stuff. We got to talk about Carrie Underwood and them struggle vocals because she was giving Fergie Star Spangled Banner tease with them vocals. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, we got to talk about Kelly Rowland, how she put her foot down over that Dilemma song and how they said Nelly did not perform that song yesterday at the inauguration. Kim Kardashian is facing backlash over apparently a picture that she posted, I believe, on her stories of Melania Trump. People are calling her a Trump supporter. Child, I've been telling y'all that bitch is a Trump supporter from the beginning. But damn, I ain't been on for 2 minutes and I'm already cussing. Um, Plus, we got to talk about Jennifer Lopez. Apparently, she's ready to move on from being up under Ben Affleck to being up under Channing Tatum. So we got to talk about that. Plus, we got to talk about this cryptic message, this little countdown that Miss Lady Gaga wound up putting up on social media. Some people are hinting that we could be getting an album announcement as soon as next week. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, we're going to talk about Chappell Roan yet again dividing the internet. And Omar is calling out the homophobes because apparently his little queer nude scene and what he posted, yeah, he's clapping back. Speaking of clapping back, Michelle Visage is clapping back at Donald Trump over his anti-trans executive order. And we got to talk about season 17's Lucky Stars is speaking out about her emotional elimination. But hold on, because I just realized something that I did not do. I was sent I believe Robert sent it to me, and I know y'all are in the the comments because I saw y'all dropping comments before I could even go live with the show. But there's a reason why I didn't. I was running a little behind with the live is because I was having a conversation with my mother because while I was in the middle of the show. The last show that I did on Sunday, I had got news that my uncle had a asthma attack and was rushed to the hospital. And so I was getting all that information and stuff. And then what had happened was apparently he passed away. Like not even an hour, I guess, after the situation happened. So he was in the hospital. He had an asthma attack. They tried to bring him back. He had a heart attack on top of the asthma attack, and so he passed. And now they're all trying to figure out what they're going to be doing, trying to see how they're going to get out to California. I just got off the phone with my mother, and she was saying something or another about if I'm going to come out and go to the funeral because he was also my godfather. So I'm trying to figure out how I can work all that out. So, yeah, so that's what I was in the midst of dealing with personal family deaths and all that other stuff. So, may he rest in peace. And when the worst part of it is today is him and his wife's Jackie's 20th wedding anniversary. So he literally died 2 days before his anniversary. And so it's a lot dealing with that and how my grandmother's dealing with that because my grandmother's 90 years old. She's already lost 4 out of her 7 children from illnesses. So it's just a lot to deal with right now. And he was actually supposed to come out and spend time with my grandmother next month. So that way it frees up my mother because she's been driving back and forth from her home to my grandmother's house to kind of check in on her, take care of her, feed her, like make food and all other stuff. Because when with the elderly, you got to keep an eye on them. My grandmother could be a pain in the ass, but nevertheless, you gotta check on we gotta check on our elders. So There's that. And it's funny because my grandmother and I came a long way. I remember when I was 5 years old, I told her I hated her guts because she was mean, and everybody in the family knows she was relatively mean. But she's mellowed out a little bit, and we have a rapport. So uh, times have changed. It might be due to age. Okay, so let's go to the comments because I've seen a lot of y'all up in here. What are your overall thoughts of Trump's inauguration speech, executive actions? We will definitely get into that into the show. I didn't watch any of the inauguration. I'll give my opinion on that as when we get into the show. A lot of his executive orders are going to be hard to pass as they're part of the Constitution and stuff, except Paris climate and a few other things. I feel like I need to save all of this till after I do the a couple of the topics because everybody in here is heavily on the um. He said, "I like seeing you with a cap on." I don't know, for some reason I've never really been big on wearing baseball caps, but um lately I've been wearing them a lot. And like at work, the only time that we could actually wear a hat is during the Rangers games because it's freezing in the arena. So but I don't never really wear them, but I need to start because I'm noticing like with the people coming in and the weather change constantly and flu season and all this other stuff, I notice I've been feeling a little weird, body wise as the days progress, whenever I'm going and doing events and things. But I was just thinking, you know what, I'm gonna save all of y'all stuff until later on in the show because I'm noticing a lot of the comments in here is all about the political stuff. So I'll save all that until we're done with the show. But first, without further ado, let's get into our first topic. I know this is gonna be weird because I'm wearing this hat and it's like green, so it's like the green screen and it's blurring in and out. But anyway, I'm gonna try to like not be so with this because it's gonna make me look weird. So, um, without further ado, let's get into this first topic regarding some Black Panther news. So, last week we talked a little bit about this. Rumors started to swirl that the MCU is looking to cast a new T'Challa for, possibly Avengers: Secret Wars and the third Black Panther. And fans, with the laundry list of people that they came out with, we've heard Daniel Boy was Daniel Boyega. We've heard we even heard this guy that damn, I forgot what is his damn name on the left? Aaron Pierre. So we've heard Aaron Pierre, although I think Aaron Pierre is a little light skinned. And oh wait, I said on the left. I didn't even post a picture yet. See, my brain is all over the place. I'm forgetting how to do my own damn show. So yeah, so we have on the left, there's the picture once it stops blurring. We got Aaron Pierre on the left, we got Chadwick Boseman in the center, and on the right, well, based on how my stance is or how I'm looking at the screen, it is on my right. It might be opposite from y'all watching how y'all watching it. So now on the right, I have Aldis Hodge. And Aldis Hodge seems to be the top contender that a lot of the fans want for Black Panther. However, there's a rumor floating around that they're looking at a light-skinned actors to take over the mantle vacated by the late Chadwick Boseman. So according to Comic Book Movie, they said, although we still don't know for certain what Marvel Studios is searching for an actor to play a new take on T'Challa in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the recent rumor has led to several names emerging as potential contenders. So now Aldous Hodge was not among them, but does seem to be the most popular choice to suit up as Black Panther amongst a lot of fans. Now, Hodge, who played Hawkman in Warner Brothers' ill-fated Black Adam movie, hasn't weighed in on the possibility of taking over from the late Chadwick Boseman, but did express interest in playing the hero way back in 2012 prior to Boseman being cast, saying, growing up, I was a fan of Black Panther and X-Men comic books. I was also a huge Batman fan. There's recently been a little buzz online about Marvel pushing for Black Panther, and I've been in love with the idea for years. I want the fans to know that the one role I really want to play is Black Panther. I grew up loving the Marvel world. I grew up on martial arts. I still train. When Black Panther came around, he was almost like an African-American Batman. I'm actually feeling him on that. And funny enough, did y'all know that once upon a time, Wesley Snipes was actually supposed to play uh, Black Panther 2? There was a whole Black Panther situation in the works. It didn't happen. Eventually, we ended up getting Blade, which I thought he was well suited for. But once upon a time, Wesley Snipes, because he was like one of the biggest prominent Black actors in Hollywood in the 90s, and they were kind of looking at that. I'm glad they stole it because I feel like they would not have, Wakanda would not have worked back then because based off of the technology and where we are and stuff with cinema, I don't feel like it would have been able to work in those days, or they'll be able to invoke a lot of what Wakanda is on the big screen. It wouldn't have translated. So I feel like now, because of how advanced we are with technology and AI and all this other stuff, that Wakanda is literally like, you could just create all of that in a computer. So I feel like technology has advanced in that sense. So now, they said, while Hodge's feelings might well have changed since, it doesn't seem he turned down the opportunity if it came his way. Now, although the initial rumors suggested that Kevin Feige and company were searching for a new actor to play a variant of the same character Boseman portrayed, it seems more likely that the studio is actually in the process of casting an actor for the role of the original T'Challa's son, Toussaint, aka some people say Toussaint, that's Toussaint if you French, honey. Aka Prince T'Challa, who was introduced at the end of Wakanda Forever, which is kind of like the direction I said that they should take. I feel like it's a more safer choice rather than, oh yeah, just have Black Panther's son come in and do it, rather than picking somebody who wears like a variant of Black Panther. But I feel like, look, if y'all doing different variants of different people, like if you're gonna do a variant of Captain America or Steve Rogers, um and also you have Robert Downey Jr. coming in as some sort of a variant where he's not necessarily playing um, Iron Man, that he's playing Doctor Doom. So why can't we do that with Black Panther? I know a lot of people feel a little sensitive about stuff, and I feel like Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, definitely played up the whole thing of let's pay homage to him. Let's do that whole situation with T'Challa, where we pay homage to Chadwick Boseman, we give him his respects, which is what people of color do anyway. So it's not like you could just easily go in and recast like nothing ever happened, which is something you could easily do with white people, because y'all change up y'all characters all the time. That's slim pickings when it comes to black characters or black superheroes or black people in that space. So we have to kind of do the whole. We have to take on things differently than the way white people approach things when it comes to casting and film and all that other stuff. We always gotta. It's a slippery slope when it comes to people of color, because, like I said, slim pickings. So I'm actually still team Aldis Hodge for this. I hope, and in the beginning, I was like, yeah, we should do T'Challa's son. However, now I feel like maybe we should, since y'all are doing variants and all this other stuff, maybe we should just do like a different variant of T'Challa from a different multiverse and kind of see, change up that world and have the people who were initially part of the other two movies playing different variants of those characters that were in those previous two movies, meaning that they're the way they move, the way they act, certain things about them is slightly different than the multiverse that we were in when we saw the initial Black Panther stuff. So you want to always change up the nuances in the way they act, the way they move, the way they carry themselves, that sort of thing, in that sense. So um they said in here, but how is it that the headline, oh, I was gonna say, where did they say the light skin part? Because I was about to say, wait a minute, are y'all gaslighting me with this headline comic book movie? But it does say it. So they said whether Hodge winds up on Marvel's radar or not. Scooper MTTSH, I have no idea who that is. The only ones I be knowing that's the Scoopers would be Daniel RPK and Jeff Schneider, who between the both of them, yes, they some of the scoops they get correct, some of the scoops they get a variant of it correct, but then they could be a little wrong in regards of like character intel, whatever the case is. So sometimes they be on it with stuff, but it was like, but there's a slight untruth to maybe the scoop that you got. They changed up a little bit, or sometimes the scoop turns out to not pan out the way that the scoop was put out. So they're not always going to be right in a lot of the stuff. But for the most part, Daniel RPK and Jeff Schneider are correct when it comes down to the scoops. Now, however, I have no idea who MTTSH is. So, but I'm like, is there a link to who they are? Because oh yeah, I see it on the Twitter. They said Marvel has met with light skinned black actors for the role of the new T'Challa, and this is the picture they put. Ryan damn Gosling is black man. I said, don't do that, because I already seen people out here whenever. Because remember, there was a rumor about, since we talking about X-Men, there was a story that came out or whatever where people were saying that they wouldn't mind if Keke Palmer went up for the role of Rogue, and she said she'd be down. But And then somebody went and posted a comment. I think it was on one of Christian Harlow shows, and he was getting a little tight. Not only him, but it was just the whole constituent. It was him who was getting irritated with the guy that was putting his stupidness in there, but also Winston A. Marshall. Hey, Winston, I watch your show, and Corey Jandro. But Corey, I think, has so much on his mind because of the L.A. fires and stuff that he really wasn't like as engaged. Because I realized I could tell it was a lot on his mind, especially of course with the L.A. fires that's recently going on, and he had to be evacuated and was doing his stream out of a hotel or something or another. So um he got irritated and stuff about it because he was saying, oh, well, if you're going to do that with Rogue, then y'all need to come and get a white actor to play like a Black Panther or whatever. And that's always the genuine argument when it comes to these incel white folks that get on social media with that bullshit. It's like, wait a minute. First of all, I don't know why y'all seem to think that, oh, if somebody who is perpetuated or played white on a show can't be color swapped in a situation. If it's embedded within their culture, you can't change it. It's the same thing like with Storm. If Storm is from Africa, a statuesque Black woman with powers who can control the damn weather, a white woman cannot play that because she's been created as that character. Same thing with Black Panther and the whole Wakanda thing. Wakanda is based on a, on Africa, but it's these people who have wealth, which they don't like to show y'all that there's some African people with wealth in Africa. I don't want to get into the whole colonization or other stuff and apartheid and the whole history. History books, they exist for a reason. Just look it up. So when it comes down to that, it's like, okay, but when you look at a rogue, what what about her equates with that she has to be Black? I mean, she has to be a white woman. There's nothing except she has an accent. That's it. There's nothing attached to a rogue where her race can't be changed. That a Black girl can't play her. There's Black women down south. And Keke Palmer could put on one of those big old wigs, like that Rihanna Loud wig, but you just dye it the color of Rogue's hair. So I just thought this picture was funny. That's why I put it up. But so I could poke fun, but this is like, no, he cannot be played by a white man. Y'all tried it. So yeah, they said that so MTTSH is reporting that the studio has only met with light-skinned Black actors so far. This does often tend to be a controversial talking point and bone of contention among fans, as some feel the major studios tend to avoid casting darker skinned actors in lead roles, particularly in superhero projects, because they have this overall attitude. You hear Black people talking about it. They'll say like, well, they think that, and they still remember this narrative that Black people can't sell tickets overseas. And I'm like, if they're aware of the superhero character, Chadwick Boseman, wasn't he dark skinned? So if Chadwick Boseman in a whole Black Panther situation can sell tickets and it can be $1 billion film, the second one didn't really hit $1 billion, but it hit close to it. So if you can put Black people in something, and if it's for the culture, trust and believe, people of color will come out and support it. And it wasn't just people of color that went to go see Black Panther. I saw white people in the theater watching it. Seen both of them. In both movies, I've seen white people in there. So for y'all that try to play into this identity politics stuff, which is all a ruse and bullshit from our media, not only in the political game, but in the cinematic universe game, we got to stop that mess in regards to that, because there are people who genuinely from all different races will support a film. If a movie is good, people will go see it. And nobody's saying there's a bad thing of like celebrating your culture, because one of the things I loved about the Black Panther franchise, it was about the celebration of culture. And I've never seen so many Black people who were in the theater, or like when I watch TikToks or like Instagram Reels or whatever the case is, and people were genuinely showing the love of being proud to be Black and having some representation in this movie, where they would go up there and cross their arms and all that other stuff. So it's about the celebration of culture, and that's what we need to do. But if this story is true, that y'all only been meeting up with light-skinned Black folks, first of all, I don't even think Ryan Coogler would even allow that. So I don't even know. I don't believe that this is true. I think this is clickbait. So I guess that's the whole point. I don't believe that story in regards of that it's, that they will only meet with light-skinned people. But I wouldn't put nothing past Hollywood, because they have this habit of, okay, whenever you get white folks, whenever you want to show any kind of representation of people of color, First thing y'all want to do is have mixed race relationships. So a black guy's got to be with a white woman or vice versa. And then we got to have these racially ambiguous kids where they got this bushy ass carrot top kind of hair, and you can't even tell what their nationality is. And there's nothing wrong with that because I'm a child of mixed race. But I do feel like we need to show different variations of black people and stop only trying to think that the only representation of black folks is light skinned, racially ambiguous, like some old master slave type of situation. It's not always about people looking a little swirly. Like, we can need to mix it up. So I say this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Now, I'm still here. I'm still team Aldis Hodge on this. He didn't work out as Hawkman. He was the best part of that Black Adam movie, quiet as it's kept. But I love him on Cross, but I would also love to see him as Black Panther. And I honestly feel like he is my top choice is either him or John David Washington. Those are my top two choices that I would love to see play Black Panther in future iterations, especially since we're about to get Denzel in the third one. He spilled that tea himself. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so let's see what the people are saying, because I was gonna be like, I'll wait until after. But child, not he is this generation's Hitler. He said a lot of his executive orders are going to be hard to pass. Yeah, I read that one already. And did you see the video of yes, I did. I saw the video of the pastor telling him to his face, and you could literally see him like he looked lost. He looked like he was so bored, like he didn't want to be there. He was so mad that you had this old lesbian pastor up there telling him about himself, and he had to sit there looking like a doofy ass lump on a log. Melania looking like she was just checked out with her little pamphlet in her hand, and then you had his whole family sitting up in there looking shifty and nervous. And then you had JD Vance with the brown woman, and it's funny how we looking at him as like, who had the most makeup on in this sequence? Was it him, Trump, or Uma? Whatever, I think is her name. But you couldn't tell she had makeup on because she's so damn dark. But looking at the other two, it's just like, well, she almost the same. Who the same complexion? Is it JD Vance's wife or Donald Trump? Y'all look about to be the same damn complexion, except we can't even figure out what shade of orange Trump uses for himself. So I love the fact that she told him to his face, have mercy on migrants and have mercy on the trans children. So you know he's not. We already got like the list of executive orders he put in place on day one. So I'm not surprised by the foolishness or the buffoonery. And he's just trying to tie all of us up in litigations while, him and his cronies invade our war chest. That includes same-sex marriage and interracial is 14th Amendment protection. And he knows he can't undo any of that. So she wasn't. I heard it. She was all right. It was definitely awkward, but my biggest takeaway was her shaking Biden, Trump, and Vance's hand, but ignoring Harris. Yeah, it's always this. Why is it constantly like the disrespect of Kamala Harris in a lot of these places? Because this has been normalized. And you know what? I'm at a point until Democrats can figure out how they can get somebody out there who is not afraid to kind of call these maggots out on their bullshit, like a Jasmine Crockett or an AOC, you're going to continue to lose. This whole thing about y'all playing nice and all this other stuff, it's not working. This when they go low, we go high shit. Michelle Obama, I blame you for starting that mess. But then here she goes, oh, I'm not going in his inauguration. Oh, so everybody else got to go high, but you can go to the Urban Express when you feel like it. Okay, sis. So we being hypocrites. Duly noted. I don't know why, but I do like seeing you. Oh yeah, I read that. Rapper Lil Duval told Caitlyn to change his name and go back to being a man. I mean, he's right. And the funny thing is, he's transphobic. Well, fuck y'all, because I can't. Well, I'm not a fan of Lil Duval. I agree with him on it and then I had somebody earlier in my YouTube, well, not in my YouTube comments. It was somebody who was on Facebook, and this was his regular thing. He was like, regardless of how you feel about Caitlyn Jenner, you don't have like people should be out here dead naming Caitlyn and all this other stuff. And I'm sitting there like, so it's okay for Caitlyn to run around and deny anybody who also is trans to have any kind of rights, but because you're a millionaire and you live in Calabasas and you're amongst your rich elite type of people, that the rules are different for you, but than it is for other people. And when are people going to wake up and realize that the rules don't apply to us, that apply to them? That it's all about, you know, him helping out his rich cronies and them exchanging whatever they're exchanging. It's the same thing like when why Nelly performed for him, why Snoop Dogg performed, why all of them did all the stuff they did, because they're all in this whole situation together. Snoop Dogg, Nelly, all of them are not going to be affected by what we're going to be affected by because they rich. They can go off in their little situations and not be hurt. They trying to get them tax breaks, but they got to realize all this stuff is temporary. I hope that doesn't come across as wait of what you said. I find this hilarious because when dark-skinned, unambiguous Black women discuss the erasure of their image, even colorist men and women will dismiss and gaslight them. Uh-huh. Ghostface slammed Jigsaw on Twitter saying if he wasn't falling asleep, his movies would be. Well, Ghostface supposed to be dead. He old. But now that Black men are realizing their image can be replaced, now they want to acknowledge colorism, featureism. Yeah, they only look at stuff. You don't realize when it comes to people, they only look at things when it affects them. I find this hilarious and it's hysterical on Twitter that with the satire threads, I saw a lot of Black women being using colorist remarks to gaslight the men and don't realize they're telling on themselves. They don't care. That was like when I was watching this clip from Love and Hip Hop. They still on that colorism shit over there. I'm like, why are these shows still on? And I think it's the Miami one where one of the girls went in on Amara La Negra and started making colorist comments and all of this. I'm looking at this girl like, sis, I think her name is Flo, and I'm like, girl. First of all, I looked at you and I know that fluorescent beige look that you got looking at your skin, you using that Azalea Bank soap. Because that is not your natural color. Like, you could look at some people and just be like, you was not born, you ain't come out your mama's vagina, that complexion. You didn't. So you went and did some kind of sorcery because you clearly not happy with your complexion. You can tell when some of them people get bleached because I'm like, it don't look natural. It's kind of like when you look at Sammy Sosa. Like, he looks so weird. Bleached. It looks like he wearing like he wearing that Michael Jackson makeup foundation. Oh, did they? It says Cineverse acquired the Toxic Avenger remake. I just wish they would figure out how to make I just hope they figure out how to when they're gonna give us what is it, Swamp Thing? They were talking about they were supposed to be making a movie version of that, and who knows what's going on with that? They still haven't figured that out. But that's what's irritating me about Hollywood. They can't figure out what the hell they doing up in there 9 times out of 10. Matia said, not Aldis Hodge. He stunk in Black Adam. I don't think he was that bad. He's a good actor, but it could have been maybe he was bad in Black Adam because of the director and the people in it. I still say find a way to get Michael B back in the role. Some people don't even, I know there's people out here who keep saying they don't want Michael B. Jordan. I mean, look, I don't mind. He and Ryan Coogler are good friends. So, um, I like Michael B. Jordan for the role. Maybe there could be a variant. Look, y'all got good dudes being villains now. If y'all could do it with Robert Downey Jr. making him Doctor Doom, then why can't we get Michael B. Jordan to play T'Challa? So we only make exceptions for big names like Robert Downey Jr. but nobody else. It's like no. That's why a lot of times when I see a lot of these white pundits on there, it's like y'all have to think of it in a place of how people of color perceive things versus how white people see things. Y'all see things from some of you see things from box office or whatever the case is. It's like no, we always have to look at things in multi-layered. We can't just simplify stuff the way y'all can. I don't know if I would want. I mean, the funny thing is, he did cross my mind when we watched Wakanda Forever. I was like, who's going to take over? But it was like, no. I don't know if I would want Winston Duke to play him. There's a lot of dem exits. People are leaving the party, and it no longer represent. Well, look, they need to figure out something. My Wakanda Power sweatshirt. Ew. Hopefully, it gets here because you know who is president now. David Howard Thornton said, I love all my LGBTQ fans except the law camera. And you know what? Shout out to the people who continue to throw shade at log cabin Republicans. Black people need to leave these rapper and entertainers behind. They don't have our best interests, nor should we let them. Just listen to the music. Don't pay attention to nothing these people say, because 9 times out of 10, dumb shit comes out of their mouth. Nelly being a perfect example, and we played a clip of what he had to say in the last video. I mean, the last show I did. So, and the actor that played Artist getting attacked for saying F off to the Republicans. But I want people to know he is from Arkansas, and he even said the South wants their ways to be all over. Yeah, and it's like these small little conglomerates of poor folk in a lot of these small towns. Y'all are not a full representation of this country. But what I don't understand is why our government decides that, like, okay, so Pennsylvania and all these other places are the ones who get to determine how the votes and stuff shift or how you become president. But I know they aren't. So I mean they won't, so it's a waste of time. Oh, what are you talking about? Yardy style. What he do? That doesn't exist. I was talking to a friend of mine that said Terrifier 3 success proved the rating system is only self-serving. First of all, they be having a lot of conservatives that's in these rating systems. The whole rating system thing is a bunch of BS. So I don't pay none of that no more because sometimes the rating systems make no sense. Like when I used to watch movies back in the 80s, like some of the stuff that is considered PG or PG-13, like y'all would gag. Um, where they was like, wait a minute, how would y'all be able to you would not be able to get away with some of the content that y'all saying in this PG or PG-13 movie than, and as in now, because they were showing titties in PG movies. I'm like, well, using the F word. Wait, who said you was white? Child, that's what I'm trying to figure out because everybody is all over the place in these damn comments. He just did a video on Aldis Hodge and Black Adam, and everybody is in here talking a whole bunch of other stuff. So I don't even know how did we get here? I have no idea. When you mentioned skin, so you said he bleaches his skin? I don't know. He look high yellow to me. I mean, one of the funny things about Yardy style, he like damaging people's booty holes. Speaking of damaging booty holes, shout out to the Gay VNs, which was last night. I was trying to actually look up the nominees. I mean, the nominees and winners to see like who actually won, so I could make it a segment on the show. So I'm gonna check again later on and make it a segment here because I saw Ricky Cornish was there hanging out with oh my god, what's his name? Jason Luna. And I also saw that Boomer Banks was there. It was a bunch of adult performers. So I gotta look up all that stuff. Well look, didn't Trump also admit out loud that Elon knows a lot about the voting and online and all other stuff and the technology? So in a way he was kind of like admitting that there might have been some trickery and sorcery and rigor mortis. But I wouldn't be surprised. How else do these people win? And they need to be investigated, but we got a lot of spineless ass people in the Democratic Party, so y'all gonna be waiting forever for stuff to get changed and until they grow a fucking backbone and stop worrying about, oh well, we don't want to get in no controversy and we don't want to get our hands dirty. We don't want to be seen as the mean ones and blah blah blah. I was like, the rules that y'all used to abide by no longer apply. So either sit on the sidelines and continue to allow y'all asses to get spanked or do something about it. I'm screaming, not the first Oscar of adult gays without Austin. I mean, that is true because he did go to the 2024 one. But yeah, he can't do it. You know what? Can you imagine if they did a in memoriam of Austin Wolf at the gay VNs? That would have been a cackle. But like, we're mourning his career, but they wouldn't do that. They like to act like the elephant in the room doesn't exist. Okay, so anyway, let's get into this Carrie in underwear story because apparently they're saying she had a damn temper tantrum because her performance was mid. So what had happened was Carrie Underwood was supposed to do the America the Beautiful, which she ended up doing. And apparently there was supposed to be music and a whole bunch of other stuff, things that I guess there was technical difficulties, so she had to resort to singing a cappella. Now, according to the tabloids, though, they said she had herself a little hissy fit. She was acting like a diva because her show didn't go according to the way she expected it to, and they was expecting her to get like the I don't know why my pictures it's taking a second for everything to just come in. But anyway, apparently she was sitting over here thinking that she was mad because she wasn't getting the treatment like she was a Beyonce or Lady Gaga. When I heard that, I had a cackle. So according to the Daily Mail, Carrie Underwood was left feeling like she had not been afforded the same level of respect as the likes of Beyonce and Lady Gaga for her performance at Donald Trump's 2025 presidential inauguration. The American Idol star's rendition of America the Beautiful was hit by shock technical difficulties on Monday, leading the chart topper to perform a cappella due to issues with the backing track. Or you didn't do a rehearsal or run through before you got up on that damn stage? Or did you expect them people to have all your stuff together? Now, following the performance, an insider exclusively revealed to the Daily Mail that the singer, 41, but she was older than that, girl, y'all, this is why I keep telling you, you clear folk need to lay off them damn injectables. They said she was furious over the fact she wasn't given a stage or platform, even like previous performers. Well, if y'all was outside, you probably would have got that. Well, she thought she was going to get the Jennifer Lopez treatment. Remember when Jennifer Lopez got up there and sang for Joe Biden? She was giving you glamour and all that stuff. So they said this was presumably because the event was moved inside at the last minute on Friday as extreme cold weather was predicted for the capital on Monday. Well, word on the street is that wasn't even the reason. The reason was that they moved it indoors is because Trump didn't like the idea that everything looked low in regards to the turnout of the people. And then they were saying that something or another that people were trying to get into, I guess, they did something where they moved people indoors. And I saw online, they said that people were, but you couldn't bring your stuff inside. So people were literally abandoning their purses, their wallets, everything on the street just so they could get inside. I'm like, damn, y'all are so deep in this cult. You're willing to forego all your credit cards. You're willing to forego all your coins that you got in your pocket, all your personal information because they won't let you go inside with that stuff. It's like, are you people slow? Like, it just goes to show, like, we are doomed as a nation. We really are. And it's sad to see, like, in the words of Ralph from Friday the 13th, part 1 and 2, because they killed him, Jason killed him in part 2. So you only lasted 2 movies. We're all doomed. And it's like, what the hell is going on? So they said that the inside explained that this had a large impact on the singer's performance, revealing Carrie was dissatisfied with her performance at the event, primarily due to the limited space that she was given, which left her feeling cramped and uncomfortable. The source added her anxiety was high throughout the performance, and she felt like she was not afforded the same level of respect or admiration that previous performers, such as Beyonce and Lady Gaga, has received. She felt as if she was ushered in and out like a mini and had a mini hissy fit afterwards. Well, girl, what did you expect? Who are you performing for? Donald Trump is the star of this circus. He is the ringmaster of this circus, I should say. So if she literally thought that she was going to walk up in there like she was the queen of England, I was going to say Sheba, but the bitch ain't black. So if you was going to walk up in there like you was the queen of England or the king of, well, as I like to call her, Hillbilly Barbie, if she thought she was going to walk up in there and just be acting like that, she was just going to be held at the same respect of a Lady Gaga and a Beyonce, girl, you don't give that with your performances. So how are you thinking, girl, you don't even give Kelly Clarkson. And Kelly Clarkson was one of the first girls out the gate to win American Idol and has exceeded you in talent and performance 10 times fold, or 10 times over, I should say. So if you thought you was going to come up in there because you aligned yourself with the cult, and that you were going to get the same treatment when, first of all, everybody knows the star is all and always will be Trump. He don't want nobody, even your lily white ass, to exceed him in anything. So y'all, you thought you was going to waltz up in there, all diva out, with your with all your little stink ass energy, and you was going to be giving this level. If this story turns out to be true, you really thought that you was going to come up in there and be the grand diva? You was going to out diva Trump? Really? You really are as dumb as your ass look. So they said in reference to Carrie's reaction, a second source has since added, though her performance wasn't ideal, nor was it what she wanted it to be, as she wanted it to go down without a hitch, the fact that there was some awkwardness getting things going just added to the unique nature of it all. She will eventually laugh about it and take it for what it was, but she is disappointed that it wasn't more of a moment as the moment she was searching for got altered with technical difficulties. And then they also said that look, that she was still proud of herself and was able to save it from being a total disaster. And though it isn't her day, she just wanted to add to the day and not upstage anything. She was annoyed of how it turned out. But so it sounds like y'all are kind of going back and forth with all this other stuff. And they said that Underwood and the president were left grimacing when the backing track began playing and then skidded to a halt. And so it was a mess. But yeah, even if they moved it in at the last minute, because here's the thing, if they decided on a Friday to move it in at the last minute, correct, and the inauguration was Monday, y'all had 2 full days. I will go with Saturday and Sunday to do a run through to make sure the backing track worked because and me working at the garden, we make sure we do sound checks. We do all the other stuff to make sure that everything is working before it comes in. And it's not just with concerts. We do it with, all kinds of events with the Knicks, the Rangers, college basketball. We make sure all that shit is working before y'all come in and get the full show. So I'm aware of it. And then we have the girl who comes out, she'll do a rehearsal of the Star Spangled Banner. So there was no excuse if this turned out to be true for Carrie Underwood. When I watched, well, I didn't technically watch it. I was at the Garden yesterday working the Knicks game. So I heard it because when I went to the break room, because I was hungry, it was early, I heard it on in the background. And I couldn't be up in there with all them people there changing up the TV because then I had to fight everybody and I'd be out of a job. So it was on. I had no choice. I'm hearing it. And I don't even think the backing track would have helped. Like when I'm listening to her, girl, you was giving me Fergie Star Spangled Banner tease. Like your voice wasn't on point. You sound like you was nervous. The voice was shaking a little bit, and tonally it was all over the place. Which brings us to our next story, where we're going to talk about my girl. Where we're going to talk about Carrie Underwood and okay. Ariana Grande, because the damn pictures was all blurring, is getting my damn nerves and messing up my transitions. So apparently Ariana Grande threw a little shade at Carrie Underwood over her performance. So it looks like word on the street, Glinda threw a little bit of shade at Hillbilly Barbie during her abysmal performance of America the Beautiful at the 47th President's inauguration. So on Monday, the Before He Cheats singer sang her rendition of America the Beautiful a cappella after experiencing some technical difficulties. Shortly after, Evan Ross Katz posted a photo of Underwood singing on Instagram showing former Vice President Kamala Harris making a face. Well, did I put oh yeah, I did put that picture in here. So hold on. Because I do have that one. Y'all can kind of see it at the bottom. But yeah, that's the picture right there of the IG post. And if you look closely, it shows like by Ariana Grande and others. And he said Kamala Harris evoking Coco Montree's Girl Find a Note, watching Carrie Underwood at today's chilling inauguration. And, with Ariana being a Drag Race fan and her having a shut up for a brother, you already know, like, how she feels about the situation. So she threw a little dagger at Carrie, and rightfully so. I thought it was funny. And so did a lot of people. And they said one of the likes, and they said many people still commented on Katz's post mentioning that the Wicked star liked the image. They said Ariana liked Miss Grande, the vocalist, and legend you are at Ariana Grande. One comment read. Another person put, I love you, Ariana, which is ILY. They put, because apparently people can't write complete sentences. And they said, despite the post appearing to make fun of the America Idol winner's performance, many people, I should say, because we like to be fair and balanced on this show, there were some people who basically gave her props and said, if you know the words, help me out here. Well, she said, if you know the words, help me out here. Underwood told the audience. Now, that room that you in, they do not know America the Damn Beautiful. You already know they don't. And shout out to the Garden for us when we were working yesterday, like with the people I was with, we were like, it's about Martin Luther King Jr. We're celebrating his day. That was what we were about. Fuck this inauguration. You already know this whole shit that we're in, the 47 president situation. It's a whole joke to me. This is a cackle. It's going to be 4 years of hell because this man is a chaos demon. So I love the fact that, you know what, we were all about Martin Luther King, and yes, at the Garden, it was a celebration of Martin Luther King's birthday, and that's what we were going hardcore about, especially when it came for the guests and that sort of thing. And in regards to that, so now everybody don't need to be bombarded. It's like, you know what, maggots, we're happy for you. You won. But remember, when he don't give y'all what y'all voted for, because you feel like this is all about owning the libs, you ain't owning shit. So when you find out that he about to fuck y'all over, which you know he will, I don't want to hear nothing. I'll be like, you voted for him. So, another person, now that is a flex. Imagine being so talented that when technology fails, you just go, fine, I'll do it live and crush it a cappella in front of thousands. I'm like, this must be your first time ever watching somebody sing a cappella. But here's the thing, when you do any kind of performance, the training initially is supposed to kick in. You know that Carrie Underwood is from American Idol. So when glitches and things happen, she is from that era, as am I, because she and I are in the same age range, that you wing it as you go along. You don't just falter and be like, it's going. I'm not gonna run off stage. Maybe that's what you new generation bitches do because y'all don't have the training. But my generation, which the elder Gen Z, not Gen Z, what is it? Elder millennials and above. We come from the school of that. You got to figure out, like, when all else fails and something happens during your live, you got to figure out how to freestyle, and you got to figure out how to keep the momentum going and hope that y'all don't notice the fuck up. So that's what you do. It's not about the part where you mess up. It's picking yourself up by the bootstraps and going. And also, let's not forget, like, you know what, we've already had people who were kind of going in and debating Carrie Underwood with the whole situation regarding her performing at the inauguration. And I've already said this. You know what? There were people who were hating, who were against it, and she lost apparently, and I'm sure it's probably been more since, 1.5 million followers or something or another. I think, what was it on? Was it on Spotify or something or another? So people have dropped her and not listening to her music based on her conservative views. And Whoopi Goldberg defending her, right? And I feel the same way. I don't feel no way side. I don't listen to her music, so I don't give a good goddamn what Carrie Underwood does. But if you're a fan of hers and you feel like that she's someone who's gonna, of course, go against women's rights or women's reproductive rights, all these other things, and you know what, that's on her. I don't want to hear nothing because this is what you're saying. You're okay with this, so the shade is real. Shout out to Ariana Grande. And Kamala Harris for that facial expression. And that's probably why she did, I guess, from what people say, she shook everybody's hand except Kamala Harris. I'm like, regardless of how you feel and your racism is showing, if you're not going to shake her hand, it's like, how are you not going to shake her hand when she is a vice president? You shake everybody else's hand up there, but you don't want to shake hers. And then also, I see people still out here debating Michelle Obama not going to the inauguration. She doesn't have to go. And they said Nancy Pelosi didn't go either because she fell or something or another. And I feel like, child, first of all, Nancy, old decrepit ass, is the reason why we in this damn mess. First of all, if she really cared about our democracy, she should have told Joe Biden to step down, right? I mean, start getting somebody ready to take over who's going to be the next person to take over the Democratic Party, because he wasn't going to be a two-term president, and his mental was on the decline the minute he got in office, his first term. So they should have been pushing forward with that instead of waiting till the last damn minute. So she didn't go to the inauguration either, and people were complaining about that. And this is like, whatever, child, who cares? I'm ready for all you old fossils to get out any damn way. And I don't want to make this an ageist thing, but I feel like a lot of you older politicians have gotten yourself in this position of like, y'all don't want to give up the power that y'all have. So and then don't want to let the younger generation come in. They're going to have to inherit this mess that y'all leaving them any damn way. So. And we need to put terms on situations. Our Supreme Court, we need to put terms on a lot of jobs. This should not be, in certain political corners, it should not be a for life position what a lot of y'all have. So it's a whole lot. I don't want to get a little too political in this whole situation, but I just thought it all fit because of what, the Ariana Grande and the Carrie Underwood situation. So regarding of all of that, let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Okay, so let me close those. And I see we have a lot of comments. So her performance wasn't horrible, but it was not bad, but nothing. Well, yeah, it was kind of like typical Carrie Underwood. It was mid. I didn't think her performance was bad, but the vocals. I mean, the vocals wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. It was like she sounded like Carrie Underwood. She was a little sharp and pitchy. Child, if Simon Cowell was in the room, he would not give her like tens across the board. Just say, look, we'll just say that. And she was singing in front of him, he probably would have read her a little bit. I won't say she would have been in the bottom three, but she'd have been close to it. Or maybe she would have been Miss Corey from RuPaul's Drag Race season 17, but she gets saved by RuPaul. Child of white mediocrity capacity is sentiment. Oh, well, you know what? They love celebrating mediocrity over there. Because what else? They don't have to work hard to go up. So for you to try to even compare yourself to a Beyonce or a Lady Gaga was just a cackle for me. It is very cold out right now. The best they did. Yeah, because it's like in New York it's 18 degrees. So yes, it is very cold, which is why I'm glad I'm not out in these streets today. Because I was like, oh hell no, I'm not going outside. It is too damn cold. I do agree with that too. They're afraid of being Luigi. Now they're gonna be doing a lot of things that is gonna put us in this position. The fact they left their belongings behind, let alone traveling in this cold and didn't have the gall to come outside, should have told them right there. But they are, yeah, they're dumb. I'm glad you corrected yourself on that there. I know that's the real reason they moved the inside to avoid a Luigi. Mm-hmm. I love how we coding stuff on this show. Now my damn sinuses is killing me and I can't breathe through my nose. That too says Luigi, the oligarchs are afraid they'll be next. Uh-huh. These oligarch and robber baron types. Oh, y'all gonna get yours. Y'all think that shit is cute now, and I found it a cackle that Vivek big head ass out of a job, and he didn't even get to start yet. I'm like, damn, it's the first day. You fired already? All because you had that doofus. Elon Musk don't want him in it because they say he annoying. And did y'all see when Elon Musk came out and did that salute? I said, and before that, we said, I'm like, what are you doing? I even used the R word on him because I was just like, that is what he's. I'm like, is he? Because that's what you was given. And when you was walking around that stage looking like the big doofus that you are. Oh wait, you said Ari gonna pull a Tina Knowles. Okay, that's gonna be the ongoing situation on this channel. Everybody gonna be like, am I gonna pull a Tina Knowles and say she was happy? But I don't think Ariana Grande would do that. She was like, I said what I said. She don't got a back pedal like Tina Knowles does. They got mad because we was trying to help them, but they put themselves selfishly first for religion, other stuff. And there's another thing too. I just feel like it's not just religion; it's the fact that people don't want to talk about things that's really affecting us in this country. I do feel like with the Democrats, y'all fucked up because y'all don't want to talk about. Um, there's an issue with all they want to talk about the middle class, the middle class, the middle class. So I'm like, well, fuck poor people's drag because there's working poor people in this country that are struggling to make ends meet. They don't exist. All you want to talk about is middle class. Like there's barely a middle class left. But that's what you want to focus on because y'all are so out of touch with the way the world is moving. But I guess because they were so busy taking money from APAC, they're not paying attention to what really is affecting people. So, I also think it's like we should talk about white poorness in this country. That's something also they don't want to bring up. Like black folks aren't the only ones. In fact, there's a lot of black people who've been pulling themselves up by the bootstraps that Republicans be telling us about and have started their own businesses and that sort of thing and have been accumulating a lot of money. Doing a lot of things that we spend a lot of money on, which would be black women with buying hair and starting some beauty businesses and restaurants and doing all this stuff. So Black people been pulling themselves up by their bootstraps and making their money. The fucked up part is they think that because they got a little cointada, that they could be a part of this whole Trump situation. He don't like y'all. He don't want y'all up in there. He don't even want the maggots up in there. But he'll do what he got to do to win. And as soon as these people wake up and pay attention, but it ain't gonna happen now until it's too late. And so, like I said, a few drag queens I know said they won't perform her songs anymore. And we'll sit and you know what? Good on them. Michelle stays gagging conservatives with that tuck. That is a natural woman. That is not a drag queen. Is a Trump ends program to lower prescription prices. Yeah. Um, I've been hearing about that he's raising the prescription prices. He's basically just overturning everything that Biden did. But that's what y'all wanted. So don't get mad because, I mean, and look, here's the thing. Even with him lowering prescription prices, he wasn't really lowering it by a whole lot. I mean, it was specifically like for diabetes and things of that nature. So he wasn't doing it fully. And it would have been nice if they really would have pushed it home for Medicare for all. And I do feel like whoever they pick for the 2028 situation, and please don't let it be Gavin Newsom. He's a corporate drone. Um, y'all need to start working on getting somebody who's not afraid to go against the grain, who's not afraid to call these people on their hypocrisy. You got to simplify your message like the Republicans did. Don't come out with your little 800 page thesis booklet the size of an Encyclopedia Britannica and try to point out, well, this is what we're going to be doing. Nobody cares about that. Like a lot of these people, you already know our educational system is in the shitter. So you need to simplify your message and all the things that Trump said. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, all the lies because he's not going to do anything to help anybody in this country except himself and his rich cronies. Do you need somebody that's going to point out all those things, simplify it? The word simple is going to be my favorite word because you have to simplify stuff. You got to speak to people. And it's no shade. Just like how Wendy Williams said that Beyonce speaks on a fifth grade level, you got to speak to America on a fifth grade level because not everybody has the ability to understand big words, all this political jargon. You have to simplify it so that way people understand what you're saying and you have to get that message out that way. And it's like they're not understanding that because Democrats are not good with messaging. If they, oh yeah, go on social media or go on the internet and go on the website. I got time for that. These people want to be on TikTok all goddamn day. They throwing fits. They setting things on fire and calling 911 because TikTok is down. Like you really think you can get through that? You can literally sit down and have a conversation with people and think that that is enough to like you could speak to people on that intellectual level when they're freaking out that TikTok was taking off for a couple of hours. Like, come on now. As my good sis Maria from Castlevania, not you quoting that show. I have not seen season 2 yet, so don't start spoiling nothing. It's an end quote because I'm watching Arcane right now, so I need my one animated show at a time. So yeah, whenever I do watch animated stuff, but it has to be kind of like in that vein. Like Disney shit is like no. I've aged out of that foolishness. So this you said in quote most what's wrong in the world is because of stupid old men. Okay. And we got a stupid old man running the country. Even though y'all sat up there and talked about Joe Biden was too damn old. And I'm like, and Donald Trump is 35? Or in what multiverse? Because he's pushing 80. Mitt Romney said it's time for a new generation, but I know people don't like giving up. How they don't? So that's why things need to be changed. But you're set for life vacation every year, have fun with family. But why gatekeep shit? Because that's what greedy, powerful people do. They gatekeep. They want to have everything, but they don't want you to have it. That's just the way that they operate. Carmilla is proud somewhere in hell. Okay. Progressive on the left and open-minded on the conservative side. That's 190s liberals. Melania was given spy versus spy stud teeth. Okay, that outfit was a mess. They tried to say that her hat was literally the logo for Pizza Hut. I cackled when I saw that. They said the brim of her hat. I'm like, she wore that shit because she didn't want some of them old funky ass breath of his. Because you know that shit stink. And because he always got cotton mouth from that Adderall, allegedly. And then they trying to do the whole I'm like, I've seen drag queens who hate each other give fake kisses better than what y'all was doing. Uh-uh. Not that time. That's exactly what he was doing, though. That vague tweet allegedly caused some tension in Trump's elite circle. He's now trying to run for. Oh yeah, I heard about that too. That he's trying to run for governor. I was like, oh hell no, he ain't getting it. If y'all vote for him as governor, y'all are idiots. And first of all, I've been saying, y'all think president is like the most prestigious and most important political job to have. It's not. The best job to have, either, well, you could be a senator, a governor, or mayor. Those type of jobs are the best jobs when you can get stuff done. President, you're basically a slave to your donors. So they give you the perception that they're doing a lot, but they're doing the bare minimum. Like Joe Biden dragging his damn feet the whole time, talking about, well, that was the whole Gaza Israel deal. The Israel Hamas deal was on our desk since May. Well, if it was on your desk since May, then why are you now doing shit in January? Why didn't you push it in May? Because you never had any intention of wanting this deal. You and Netanyahu, y'all were just playing in our face the whole time. And I do think that what Trump did with the whole threat, it's all political theater. The Adels, Miriam Adelson gave him during his first campaign $200 million, so that way they could do whatever they wanted the first term, in Gaza. Now that he's going to give them pretty much most, if not all, of the West Bank because they're paying for all of this. So if y'all think that Trump is going to do way better with this whole free Palestine, it's all theater. It's bullshit. And I need people to wake up. But yeah, we don't need him as well. Where's he trying to run for governor at? I should ask because I know it ain't in New York. I forgot what they said he was where he was running for to have the ACLU defend him. I'm glad AOC called it out and David Howard Thornton said it best. Don't say he's autistic. So yeah, because I did see that somebody said that he's autistic. First of all, autistic people, I'm sick of people trying to blame things on people with autism because autism does not cause you to be a racist. Autism does not cause you to be a homophobe, a transphobe, a Nazi type of person, anti-Semitic. It doesn't, that's not what autism is. So for people to try to blame that on him, it's like, no, he's an idiot. He just happens to have a lot of money due to his father. And he buys the stuff like these engineers who came up with Tesla and all that stuff. He takes credit for all that. He don't have a creative bone in his damn body. He is to this whole situation what Joella is to sewing. The bitch can't sew. He has no talent to speak of. So I'm sick of people trying to equate because you have a lot of money and because you're almost a trillionaire, that means you're smart. No, you're just an idiot with a lot of fucking money. That's basically what Elon Musk or Apartheid Clyde is. Money does not make you brilliant. We got a lot of, you know, billionaires running around who are less than smart. They're just good at accumulating money, but they're not good at doing stuff with it. I mean, if he was smart, then why is Twitter what it is? He bought Twitter and turned it into a cesspool of shit. Like he destroyed Twitter, practically. So he don't know what the hell he doing. He's a fool. Africa hates him. He has a dead man. Oh, well, yeah. Did y'all see that post that he put? Did I save it? Yeah, let me check and see if I have. If I say that, I probably didn't. Yeah, I probably got rid of it because I was like, I was editing a lot of stuff in my phone today, and I had to start deleting videos. So, but I think I posted it on my Facebook. Who is this child with his behind out? See, this is why I hate go opening up things because all of a sudden I see booty cheeks and things. I'm like, what the hell? But wait, hold on, because I think I did save it. It's the one where it was talking about, oh, Elon Musk said, if I die under mysterious circumstances, it's been nice knowing you. And Michael Gusto said, it won't be mysterious circumstances. It clearly will be a guillotine. I was like, they're going to take you out and a whole bunch of others. This is why I say, you know what? If somebody is smart, they would write the next Saw script and base it around oligarchs. A lot of these, they would take like the Luigi Mangione approach. Like if somebody, like, well, child, that says somebody was smart. Maybe I need to write the damn script and do it like that. And you have somebody who could be a Luigi Mangione type that could take over the Jigsaw situation because y'all done screwed up the franchise with John by killing off John and Amanda. They were the best parts of the franchise. Y'all trying to bring in these other apprentices and they just don't hold up like John and Amanda did in the Saw franchise. So you said, damn, fired after the first day. Well, look, and you're supposed to be a tech guy, and you don't know how to, you can't hold on to a job. First of all, look, let the clown show begin because this will be a sequel to what we have already seen in the previous administration. They had how many people came and went with jobs under his first administration? I'm surprised he hasn't run out of so many people as it is, but you know, a grifter will always pop up when you least expect it. So we'll see how long a lot of you last, including I'm just still taking a bet on an imaginary bet because I ain't trying to bet no money. I like money too much to bet that. But on how long it's going to take regarding how long Elon going to last. That's what I'm wondering. Do not give people, wait, do not give people like you're annoyed because you have to dumb it down. It feels condescending to them. Well, no, you have to speak to them in a way where it's you're dumbing it down, but not making them feel like they're dumb, which I have mastered the art of. Like I can talk to people in a way, and I do that work all the time. So whenever I talk to people, or when I'm out in the street, it's like I be looking like, but I have to curb my face because the face gives away what the mouth won't. So a lot of times I do have to work on that. But a lot of times when people feel like they're like, you know, a little weird or dumb about something or less than smart about something, I always try to flip it in a way. It was, oh no, you're not. You know, it happens. You know, I'll say that a lot. We all, you know, we all have our moments. So yeah, it's not like talking down to them in a condescending way because that's the Democrats' problem. They don't know how to articulate it in a way where they could speak in a way where, which is the opposite of the Republicans. They've been able to talk to people in a way where it's just like, you know, they're really good at simplifying their message. The Democrats come in with their Ivy League education and they're, you know, and they've over prepared with their notes, and it just comes across like you're giving very much Steve Urkel tease when you walk into the room. And there's nothing, nobody's saying there's anything wrong with being smart. You can be the smartest person, but you have to also know how to be a smart person, but also talk to people like they're regular people. And even though a lot of these people that was running with Trump aren't regular people, they know how to talk to people in a way. And it's probably because a lot of these people are businessmen. That's probably what it is. They're not really politicians, they're businessmen. When you look at a Dana White, when you look at a RFK Jr., I mean, is he really a politician? He's something. When you look at all these other people, it's just like he's bringing all these other people in here. They just know how to talk to people, apparently. Even though I can see through the bullshit, but you know, why they give it a la carte? Not a la carte. I like a la carte. But if she was giving that with that hat, though, if it was red, would we have to call her Carmen San Diego? Because she was giving that too. She was. We could go there. We can go Pink Panther, Inspector Gadget. Like we could call all the things. Where it was like she was giving it. I wanted to do do like she was giving very much that when she walked into the room. Nor do I feel the type of way that other Indian, South Asians, and other non-black PLCs are getting shat on because they had no problem when that was being done to black people. Exactly, especially when he did that interview with Aunt Man Coulter, and she was up in there trying to use these little certain buzzwords to rile people up. And he was sitting there cackling like it was cute. Yeah, because you're part of the grift and it gives you attention. Y'all don't mean any of this thing. Y'all just going by because y'all know it gives y'all instant attention. By the end of Trump's second term, Trump will be older than Biden is right now and probably with a deteriorated brain. Now, why you got to disrespect Alan? Okay. I like Alan Carr. Well, I do like Castlevania. You said that video of, oh, yeah, that's funny. You brought up Man Coulter. You said man called to telling Vivek she thought he was the best candidate, but she still wouldn't vote for him because he's Indian. And he sat there and took it because you know a lot of how these old shucking and jiving ass grifters are when they want that white approval. Oh, so it's in Ohio. They ain't vote for his ass. Vivek also mostly appeals to conservative college educated folks who probably backed up on sex. That's probably why they be voting the fashion. Oh, you said the fashion state of Ohio. Vivek had only the millennials and Gen Z, the older ones, is making fun of him for not getting a girl, getting laid, and respecting his parents, aka a real nerd of his era. Vivek doesn't really fly with my generation. We could see past his chameleon bootlicking ways. Exactly. And I'm glad a lot of y'all are. For young politicians, conventional attractiveness is a big advantage, and that's something Vivek doesn't have. Math, not arithmetic. Melania was giving man again. Don't you insult my Kim Control. And then when we were together, stand us up forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. That was my song back in the day. I was like, not mannequin child. And then he basically said it's not racism. The left is trying to make something that isn't there when it comes to whatever. And we refer to her as man culture on this show because she looks like a man, baby. It's a man. Wasn't that from Ace Ventura Pet Detective? I saw that in the movies. And that movie had me dying. Speaking of which, because I was thinking about, I was thinking about comedians. I saw Chris Rock and Adam Sandler yesterday on Celebrity Row. That's what we call the courtside seats. They said, "Oh, you're gonna love it. The characters Maria, Annette, and Drolta are the real stars, and I need more of them." But it's like one show at a time. I don't like I'm trying to learn how to not hopscotch from show to show. So I want to finish Arcane first, and then I want to jump into Castlevania Nocturnes. I'm trying to train myself to stop jumping on so many different shows at once and finish out the shows that I watch. Because I have a habit of doing that. But anyway, that's enough of that, yeah. Well, I guess we got to get into more political news. Let's talk about this coon, Nelly, who apparently, just performed for Donald Trump yesterday at his 47th presidential inauguration. So while Nelly was busy tap dancing for the 47th president last night, word on the curb is that one of Destiny's children, Kelly Rowland, forbade, tomato, from performing one of their biggest hits. So the rapper, who along with Snoop Dogg agreed to take part in the celebrations, faced fierce criticism when he was unveiled as part of the lineup, and later revealed he had accepted the offer out of respect for the office, which we already did a video on Nelly and his reasoning as to why he decided not to, or why he decided to perform for Donald Trump, and say he did it because it's out of respect for the office and he performs with the troops, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like, what does you performing for, Colonel Bone Spurs got to do with you performing for troops? Trump has shown no respect for our troops during his first term. And I'm sure he's not going to show respect for them during his second. So I don't understand what you performing for him has to do with our troops, especially when you said that you come from a family of, you come from a military family, how a lot of people in your family served, as in mine. But that has nothing to do with the situation. I did a whole a whole video on that. I don't want to have to just regurgitate what I said in that one. And that was a long ass video too. So I'm not even going to regurgitate that, but we'll get into this thing. So now sources have told the DailyMail.com that Nelly, who's 50, had an overnight drama when Kelly Rowland refused to grant him permission to perform their 2002 smash hit single Dilemma. They said Kelly had blocked Nelly from performing Dilemma at the inauguration to stand in solidarity with her presidential choice, Kamala Harris. Because it's like, sir, are you slow? Because you saw that while you up in here tap dancing like a damn the coon you are for Donald Trump, where you said you need examples of things he's done towards the black community. I already gave a list of those in the last video, so I'm not going to regurgitate that here again. Y'all just got to watch the other video. In this situation, it's like you saw that how she and Beyonce came out during one of Kamala's rallies and was speaking out against Donald Trump. So you really think that you was gonna be able to perform this song knowing how she feels politically and how you feel politically? And if Kelly Rowland, because I don't know if she had anything to do with writing the song. Hold on. Let me look that up now. Kelly Rowland dilemma. Songwriting. Me trying to type with one hand as I hold this mic. I don't need the so it says, because I saw where it said, where was it? It contains a sample of, well, obviously it contains a sample of Patti LaBelle's Love, Need, and Want You. You already know she ain't signing off on that. But it said it was written by Nelly, Antoine Mason or Macon, and Ryan Bowser, alongside the Love, Need, and Want You writers Kenneth Gamble and Bunny Sigler. But so Kelly did not have a hand in writing the song. So I know some people be like, well, how come he just didn't use the song anyway? But I guess maybe he has a respect and a rapport with Kelly that he want to mess that up. It's like you can do whatever you want to do politically, but if you perform this song for that man and his situation, oh, you're dead to me. So that's probably what that situation was. So out of old school respect, he probably was just like, you know what? Let me just ask and see if like it'd be okay if we use the song. But I'm like, who are you gonna have come out and do Kelly parts? Because how you gonna sing that song? You gonna play my backing vocals? Hell no, you not. Why you rapping over this? It's like cut it from the cut it from the performance. You sing, you do country grammar, you do all them if you want to ride with me, then yeah, it must be the money. Like you can do that shit. That's the song you can sing. Because clearly it was for the money. Why all of y'all are doing it. So you can say all them old country bumpkin hits, but as far as Dilemma goes, leave that off. But here's the thing. So a lot of people was going in, like they said, on Nelly and Snoop Dogg. And they said that she was stunned when she learned that Nelly was to perform and informed his camp that he does not have her consent to perform the song. Her team is absolutely prepared to issue a takedown notice if he defies her order. So there it is. It said she doesn't want any song of hers to be performed at a Trump inauguration. And that was on her album Simply D. So I think that's probably what it is. Like, even though the song wasn't written by Kelly Rowland and Nelly did provide rap lyrics to that song, that is a Kelly Rowland track because it was on her album Simply D. So they said Dilemma was a huge hit when it came out back in 2002 because it topped the charts for 10 non-consecutive weeks, I should say, after its release in June of 2002, and won Nelly and Rowland a Grammy Award for Best Rap / Sung Performance. It was also nominated for Record of the Year. Now, the single about a man who was infatuated with a woman in a relationship replaced Nelly's hit Hot and Her at the top of the charts and went to sell over 7 million copies worldwide. So yeah, it is a huge song. It gave them a Grammy, and it became one of the first rap music videos ever to rack up 1 billion views. That's a beat, Chad, on YouTube. And here they go. They said there are fears that the controversy surrounding the Ride With Me rapper's inauguration performance is also having a negative impact on his wife, Ashanti. So the couple who first dated from 2003 to 2013 reconnected in 2023 and secretly wed in December that year. They welcomed their first child, son Kareem Kincaid Hayes, in July of last year. And the word on the street is she's pregnant again. I don't know if there's any confirmation, but we haven't seen Ashanti out in these streets since she pushed out that first baby. So now fans of his wife, who's 44, have been vocal about their disdain towards Nelly since he was first announced to perform. But here's the thing. I don't know why y'all acting so damn new at this. Nelly has been performing, and I've been noticing this even before he signed on to the whole inauguration situation. Nelly's been performing in a lot of conservative events. with the likes of like a Jason Aldean and a Kid Rock, or even what's his name, Morgan Wallen. Like, he's been performing at those type of events. So y'all acting brand new. Like, y'all didn't know, okay, so he's performing at these events and hobnobbing with the likes of those same people on the same stage. It was only a matter of time before he was going to perform for Donald Trump. So y'all just haven't been paying attention. But I guess because Donald Trump is such a controversial name, now everybody's jumping on this whole situation. Let's be mad at him. And don't get me wrong, y'all have every right to feel how y'all feel. I just wish that he was being honest about what he was doing. Same thing with Snoop Dogg grifting fake ass, because he had the nerve to post this mess. Hold on, let me play it for y'all, because I had to go over to TikTok where somebody posted it, and basically it was Snoop Dogg, you know, went in on Donald Trump back in 2017, and now he up in here tap dancing for the man at his inauguration performance. Please hold, because y'all need a reminder. Hold on. Now all of a sudden I don't want to play.
So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo ass niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the fuck out one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you niggas gonna do it first? I'll be the one that performs for himself. About noon, just walked out, I had to be in
Hold on, let me mute it, because I want the music to, I want to get any kind of copyright situation because of the music. But I guess you's gonna be the one that's gonna get dragged down to the floor and get cussed out, because you's the one that went over there and shut the jive for President Trump with your performance. That's what you did, Uncle Snoop. That's what you did. Yeah, that was intentional, by the way, with the ruckus part. I was, but so yeah, so mix me with the BS, the fake outrage. You got Trump. You got Snoop Dogg out here with his, fakery. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's because all these people, black, white, whatever. If you got money and whatever the case is, that's what they're gonna do. And I know some people will say, well, how come that he didn't ask Waka Flocka? He didn't ask Little Pump. You didn't ask any of these other people who were and what's his name? Kodak Black, the one that looked like the coronavirus. Why you didn't ask them to perform for you at the inauguration? Because they serve their purpose. They're not huge stars. Like, name a Waka Flocka Flame song. I'll wait. Kodak Black, nobody checking for him, and I couldn't tell you anything about a little damn pump. So yeah, when they're like low hanging fruit. When you mention a Nelly, when you mention a Snoop Dogg, when you mention Rick Ross and that gut, and them A cup breasts of his, or child, let's up it. He got C cups at this damn point. So when you naming these people, those are big names. These are people who have wealth. These are people who float in a lot of the hip hop circles. So they will garner Donald Trump attention. And that's all this is about. It's about attention. It's about media coverage. It's about keeping his name in our mouths, in media circles, and it's working. That's all it's about with this man. That's all he cares about. So they said that Nelly isn't afraid of the criticism he's now back to his whole situation with Ashanti. So they said Nelly isn't afraid of the criticism he's receiving. He will earn some money off the back end of the gig he has from the record sales in wait, hold on. He will earn more money off the back of the gig than he has from his record sales in recent years. Exactly, because quiet as it's kept, y'all ain't checking for Nelly's music like we did back in the days when MTV was popping. Cause that's when Nelly's career was popping, when he was on MTV. MTV is a former shell of itself. So people ain't checking for his 50-year-old ass no more. And shout out to all the 50 and above rappers that's still putting out music. LL Cool J, even that old bastard Snoop Dogg who put out Missionary. And there's so many others. What was it? Redman about to drop an album. I don't know if it's out already. Busta Rhymes still releasing music. Nas still releasing music. So the 50 plus is still putting stuff out here. Eminem just dropped the record. Yeah, he in his 50s. So they said, indeed, the backlash is already impacting the Foolish singer, with the Ashanti News fan account on Instagram revealing on Sunday that it will no longer be active. Now, in light of the recent news about Nelly and the decision he has made, I can no longer run at Ashanti News or support the Haynes in the direction they are going. Read a statement to the account's 110,000 followers. They said it's beyond disappointing. Now, for over 20 years, it's been amazing connecting Ashanti fans around the world and sharing news, videos, and photos. I will miss a lot of you. Take care. Now, others share similar reactions, with one fan writing on the Twitter, they said Ashanti needs to sit her man down. He's about to ruin her image/career alongside his own. And now it's a whole guilty by association thing, because Ashanti being married to um, Nelly hurts her by association. Another role I was looking forward to Nelly and Ashanti's new reality show. And yeah, I told y'all about that. I told there's a reality show coming. Now it feels like people gonna boycott it. And they said now I have to cancel him and even her association. Sigh. So yeah, she's being affected by this. So what's the situation? They gotta, and I think this is the picture here of, well, that's one of the pictures, but here's the post of the person who basically took down the fan account. So that way y'all have aware of that. But let's put it back on the couple. I like Ashanti. It's funny, I wasn't really a big Ashanti fan when she was like on the charts and stuff, but I've grown to like Ashanti over the years. And I've dealt with Nelly because I really wasn't aware of, like, his political stance wasn't really front and center. But I feel like right now it's like I feel bad because she's getting that stray because she's married to him. And at the end of the day, for him, it's all about the money. So, he did say he's not doing it for the money. He's doing it because it's an honor. It's a bunch of BS, though. So Nelly, they said, he sold 50% of his catalog, including Dilemma, to investment firm Harbor View Equity Partners for a cool $50 million in 2023. Went on to compare himself to members of the military. So he got a little money in the bank. But one thing we've already known when it comes to rich folk, they can have all the money in the world. It's never enough. Because, like, look at Elon Musk and all of them. Like, they're still trying to get more money out of the situation they're in. So I say all this to say, even though he's almost a trillionaire, Elon is, or as I like to call him, a part-time Clyde. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story in regards of Kelly Rowland giving him an ultimatum, allegedly, regarding he could not perform Dilemma at the inauguration? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Okay. At least I'm guilty of that too. The struggle of child. I think I got a little bit of that. The ADHD when it comes to, like, me trying to focus on the show. But based on my conversation earlier, I'm glad that you're doing what needs to be done, because Sailor Mermaid got his apartment. He finally got some groceries up in that refrigerator. It's slowly but surely coming together. So the life of a bachelor. I know what that's like. So I know, like, and then you sitting there trying to focus on your shows and all that stuff. He said, this is why, unfortunately, I don't trust other Black men's leadership, regardless where they are in the spectrum, because of shit like this. Okay. And the Nelly thing is also going on to his wife. Fans are leaving her for being silent. It sounds like Ashanti was about to make a comeback after being canceled for supporting her boys. And the funny thing was, that should have been a conversation that they had. And if he's going to go and take this risk, you literally have to sit and think, how will this affect her? Because yeah, while your decision is your decision, people are petty, and they're gonna be like, well, we don't feel no way it's tired about Nelly, because Nelly's career is kind of like in the toilet anyway. Like, we're not checking for him like that. But everybody be out here, rooting for Ashanti, and because of your association with him, now we're just like, whatever. We never get no Wakanda with this current. Okay. Because we'll always be voting against our own best interest in the federal case against Murder Inc. and others. Oh yeah, child, don't even remind me about that mess and how she was loyal to Irv and all of them when all that was going on. But you know what? At the end of the day, she is from the generation that I'm from, which is because we all in the same age bracket. That undying loyalty that we have, and she don't live. She grew up not too far from me. She grew up in Glen Clove, Long Island, which is I think like from where I grew up, it's like a good 15, 20, no, about a good 20, 30 minutes, maybe 25, 30 minutes. You said Imogen Heap's Headlock debuts on the Hot 100 20 years after its release. Damn, why it took so long? They said that song is going viral originally on TikTok. The song didn't need to be a soundtrack for that to happen. Oh, I was like, why it take so long? Nah, Shanti, you better run. Nelly giving stuff female to male. He do look like a bull dagger. Snoop is a Libra. You know how I had a friend once upon a time that was a Libra. So, actually, one of my other good friends, David Laff, is a Libra, but he's not fake like that. It depends on the Libra. But, but y'all be all over the place. Buck breaking for coin. Okay. And don't even be surprised by them. Is it a division? Pretty much. People said put aside our differences, but here's the reality. What people don't understand is we reject MAGA in local government, but somehow the president is something. Well, look, nothing. The rules. We already know rules don't apply to him. It applies to everybody else. But now I was like, what is that all thing at the bottom? I'm sitting there. Let me not be pressing buttons on this damn thing, and then I mess up the damn show. Like, let me not start playing around with stuff now while we're live. Okay, so let's move on. Yeah, we got more stuff about people getting backlashes. So we got Nelly got a backlash, Snoop got a backlash, and now Kim Kardashian and Carrie Underwood is getting a backlash. Now Kim Kardashian is getting a backlash because apparently they're saying that she's out here showing support for Melania Trump. And it was over, I think that I don't know what the hell that was that she was wearing on at the inauguration yesterday. The bitch looked like she was in mourning. Like I said earlier, some people thought that hat that she had on was giving like the logo for Pizza Hut. Nobody out pizzas the hut is what they said in the headline, which I was laughing about. But anyway, so yeah, they're saying that she's apparently a low-key Trump supporter, and then people believe that that's who she voted for because she was real quiet about um who she supported. But here's the thing. It wasn't a black man running for president. So that's why the Kardashians are giving her, because they love black men with money and big dicks. I think they got them swirly ass kids. Now they said the Skims founder posted a picture of Melania during the 60th presidential inauguration on her Instagram story. Kim did not add a caption to the picture because her silence speaks volumes. With and then it said the photo of the first lady showed her wearing a dark coat and skirt from Adam Lippis. Who the fuck is that? Probably some non-factor ass designer because the damn show wasn't Dolce & Gabbana or anything from Hermes or anything from Louis Vuitton because they ain't dressing her ass. As she accessorized the look with a large hat which covered part of her face because she used that as a shield because she didn't want Trump and his hot ass orange breath all over her face when they was going in for that kiss. And they said the post quickly sparked controversy with many slamming Kim, calling her stupid. They said Kim has stood silent during the entire 2024 election season. One person on Twitter wrote, and I quote, Kim Kardashian is a stupid ass bitch that supports Trump and Melania. That is their words, not mine, although I have been calling her a stupid ass bitch since she came on the scene with the gangster lean. Now, another person posted, Kim Kardashian posted a picture of Melania Trump. Yeah, it's clear who she voted for. Another person wrote, Kim Kardashian finally admitted who she voted for. A fourth wrote, surprised she wasn't at the inauguration. Even YouTubers were invited, or is she waiting till they give her a job to be seen with them officially? Well, she'll wear her blue dress to the White House. for Trump. Get a little skeet on the situation. So yeah, that is a screenshot. It's funny how y'all always put stuff in your stories, and that's why I said about that and the apologies. How y'all put that in the story because y'all know it lasts 24 hours and then it dissolves and everybody moves on. So you thought you was slick with that, but you know people stay out here with the screenshots. That's why people do what they do. So now, while many were surprised, others put pieces together and realized that Kim is. Well, here's the thing. You don't need to be sleuthing out here to realize that Kim Kardashian has been friends with the Trumps for a long time. She's good friends with Ivanka. Like, even during the campaign where Ivanka was trying to take this new approach where she wasn't really out here being a part of her father's campaign and all that other stuff, she was seen spotted out with Kim. They hang out, they're friends. Y'all should know by now, billionaires, rich folks, all the elites, the 1%, they hobnob with each other. They all hang out. I don't know why this is surprising or news to anybody. These are the people they hang out with. Now, there are some people like you'll never see Madonna at an event where there's a Trump or whatever. Like, she's too smart for that. First of all, she wasn't born into her wealth. She built her wealth. Unlike all these other people who were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. So that's all they know. Maybe Madonna wasn't a good analogy because, like I said, she built her wealth. She didn't come from money. Unlike Kim, who came from money and expanded on that money. Once, Rob Kardashian passed away, they had to figure out some angle. Thank God for her vagina and having a pimp for a mother that she figured out how to turn a dollar out of, make a dollar out of 15 cents. So yeah, I'm not surprised with all this bullshit. And look, and then she got in trouble before. Remember, and then also look, she's also been seen spotted with Jeff Bezos and his Joker-looking wife, Lauren Sanchez, or fiance, because she has so much filler put in that damn face. She is literally looking like Jack Nicholson sans makeup in that one scene in the original Batman as the Joker. Remember when he had that little acid burn and he took the makeup off that one time and his cheeks was still out here from up to his ears? Y'all know the scene. Damn, I wish I had the picture so I could pull it up. But y'all can Google Schmoogle. You'll know the read. Yeah, and she definitely getting that read. And then on top of that, she also showed support in Trump's Department of Government Efficiency. She's also was spotted. Remember, she took a photo in front of Elon Musk's Cybertruck. He got her a Cybertruck. She was showing it off. She had one of those little iRobot types that Elon stole the idea from the iRobot movie. She was showing off with that. So she's been hobnobbing with the likes of Elon Musk and all of them for a while. So she's been dropping these little breadcrumbs. This is not new. It's just now y'all waking up and paying attention. But I ask you this, with all this tea coming out now, are you still here to support them Kardashians and all that they putting out? Like, just they try to act like she and that whole family, they all be trying to act like they the damn Harriet Tubman of social justice. But you be out here looking stupid. Danny Trejo just had to read her the other day because she tried to use this whole fire situation to all of a sudden show empathy for inmates who are fighting firefighters. Or fighting fires, I should say. I was going to say fighting firefighters. Why would they be fighting them? Well, they're fighting fires. Say that 10 times fast. So he had to drag her because once upon a time, when he was an inmate in prison, he was doing the very thing that those people were doing out here in LA fighting fires. I think it was in LA. But he was one of those people that was a part of that system. So unless you were a part of that system, I don't feel like you should speak on it unless you've done enough work and you've been around enough people who understand that situation. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think it is? Are y'all surprised that Kim Kardashian is in lockstep and shows solidarity and is friendly? Well, I won't say friendly because friendly makes it seem like, oh, y'all just be cordial towards each other in passing. That she's friends with the Trumps. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so us. Hold on. Oh, you said your mind went to Poltergeist. The other side. I love that movie. I saw that in the movies actually when I was a kid in Brooklyn. Of course, she is. Her accepting the robot from Elon and trying to go back to looking more white was a dead giveaway. This is cement my resentment toward. Well, I never liked their ass, but this gives more, ammunition for my gun. Chris never missed an opportunity to remark that the Kardashians are get out BBC huntress. Okay. How many niggas they had singing to the damn floor? I'll wait. She been around Trump several times when she was with Kanye. Exactly. And then I forgot about that too. It's like because Kanye, I try to keep him out of sight, out of mind. But when Kanye was out here hobnobbing with Trump and damn near blowing him under the desk, we should have known that she'd low key be into that. I should have said she and the family are whitey-fying. Those, well, okay. They do it's like Armenians doing white cosplay, even though they all white. She looks like, yeah, she do look like the Hamburglar. Kim has always been a Republican. Paris is looking better yes, she is. And it's funny how, um, yeah, that's why I was saying, like, even with the whole situation of when Kim was talking about the whole disparity between the low wages that these prisoners were making for putting out fires, and all of a sudden she want to act like she's all for a living wage. Girl, you're not a politician. You probably suck the dick of one, but don't try to all of a sudden act like you a politician, especially if you black. But don't try to act like you a politician all of a sudden if you don't understand how the situation works. And like they was said before, they're not interested in making more money. They would probably put that towards other things. This is a way for they're doing this so it helps knock off their sentence so they can get out. Nobody wants to be in prison for the rest of their life. Unless you Jeffrey Dahmer or some type that I could understand somebody saying or an Austin Wolf type where you diddling with children, then yeah, you need to be in jail locked away for the rest of your life. But if you did some little petty crime like robbing a bank, which their money is insured, and or a weed charge or whatever the case is, or selling a bag of coke because a couple of bags of coke because you gotta find a way to provide for your family, then yeah, do that firefighting situation so you can knock that sentence down. And between that and then Khloe Kardashian not knowing who the mayor of her own city of the part of California she lives in and wants to sit and blame the black woman, I'm like, girl, if Lursa go sit her ass down somewhere, as I like to call her, Clozilla, that Jack Nicholson Joker. It said, can't deny that Melania. I'll be nice. Yeah, she did look good though, but I still don't like the bitch because she just as fake. But I understand me and all the whores got to do what they got to do if they want that life of luxury. Like I said, Libras are shallow MFs who pretend to stand on business until they're tested. Okay. Paris also hangs out with many Republicans, especially because of the case she took to court. I love her and Kim, but let's not forget those and the N word bombs that she's dropped over, in the past and all the other stuff too. So yeah, if she is reformed and grown up, then I can understand that. But yeah, she was no angel back in the day. I'm gagging on this video of that priest confronting Trump to his face during the mass. No, I saw it. I know you came in late, but yeah, we talked about it in the beginning of the show with the who was it, the bishop? That she came in and basically was like, "Have mercy on her," and the shifting they were all doing in that damn front and behind them, when the whole family was feeling weird. I would have said even Tiffany Trump was shifting, but she looks weird in the face anyway. It's funny how the kids have been lucky enough where the features work out, but Tiffany looked like the person that be on the cover of Mad Magazine. What's his name? She was giving that because her face is huge when I was looking at that. But yeah, I saw the picture. I mean, I saw the video. I watched it actually before I went live when I was putting the show together. Because I was like, let me catch up on my political stuff. In the mornings, I like to catch up on all my political stuff. And then at night, when I have the time, I like to just unwind from all the crazy stuff. So I like to have all that fresh in my brain so that way when I come on this show, I just tell y'all all this mess. I'm just hoping that within the next 4 years of me doing this show and talking about all of this, that this thing doesn't cause me to have any kind of ailments, that I'm not, and that I don't start aging myself. Because, politics ages you, especially if you're in office and you're going to come out looking like you 45 years old, come out looking like you 70, and within a 4-year period, it ages you by like 20 years because politics is stressful. The difference between that is Trump is a damn chaos demon. Okay, so let's move on with the show. And let's talk about Miss Hannaful, who apparently they say that she done moved on or is rumored to be looking for a new love. In the words of Jody Watley. She's looking for a new love. And apparently that new love, she set her eyes on none other than Magic Mike himself, Channing Tatum. So, and this is according to Radar Online, so y'all can take this with a grain of salt. So, newly divorced Jennifer Lopez has called on her friends to provide her with a concise list of the most eligible bachelors in Hollywood as she continues to heal her broken heart. And former scripper, yeah, I said that on purpose, Channing Tatum has come top of the pile, according to Radar Online. Now, the ink is now dry on her divorce from Ben Affleck, and she's ready to date again after calling on the universe, and not the universe. Who did she call on? The goddess of Hecate? So they said, yeah, she called on the universe, and her pals have sent her a man. They said our showbiz insider revealed, oh, you mean the fake one that y'all sit there and act like y'all got a retainer? Because I'm not buying none of this. But let's entertain it. They said for those who know both Jennifer and Channing, this relationship seems quite natural. Not only would they look amazing together, but when you delve into the values, there's a genuine connection. Both are incredibly ambitious. Now, Channing is very intelligent and creative, but that's often overlooked. Jen understands what it feels like to be underestimated. And I think, look, here's the thing Channing is another young man, a younger man. He, I believe, is about early 40s, so like 42, 43, and Jennifer Lopez is 55. So that's not really that bad of an age difference. The only problem is, it's like, okay, and he just got out of a relationship himself. Remember, he was engaged to Zoe Kravitz. Well, I think they got together around the time. I mean, I don't know what their timeline is on when they got together, but she directed him in that film Blink Twice, aka Pussy Island, because that was the original title of the movie. But they were like, ma'am, you got to change it. So they, did that movie together. He was superb in it. It was a great film. Zoe Kravitz definitely has an eye for filmmaking, so I would love to see her in more films. But and I do feel like they're both underestimated because in Once Upon a Time, Channing Tatum was not a good actor, and I've liked Channing Tatum. I liked him ever since, he did Step Up. That's where he met his first wife, Jenna Dewan. And we already know the mess that they went through with that. And he was with Zoe while he was going through his messy divorce and stuff, where the ink just dried on that marriage. I think it was last year they finally got a divorce. So it's funny, like him and Jennifer both can relate on that, where they had messy divorces. Although his took years to, get the I's dotted and the T's crossed, because Jenna was taking him to court trying to get, I guess she was saying that, oh, well, he came up with Magic Mike and stuff during their marriage. So therefore, I guess she wanted a piece of that empire because, he's managed to spin that off into something bigger. There's a Vegas residency where they do Magic Mike stuff. Then once upon a time, they had a reality show where they were looking for another dancer who could join the Magic Mike troupe. And here's the thing. I know some people think like, okay, stripper shows can't work or whatever. I do think they can. I just think like straight people, how they handle that doesn't work. Maybe if y'all had a bunch of damn go-go dancers and you had the gangs getting up there being messy, it would be way more entertaining than, a bunch of straight boys. Because, I always say the only difference between getting a straight boy in your bed is 4 beers. So it is possible. Let me stop. I'm trying to recruit straights to be my little slave. No, I'm joking with that. So let's get serious again. So seeing her with Channing Tatum, I could definitely understand that they might have little similarities or some things in common, but I'm like, first of all, I cannot see a Channing Tatum trying to deal with the high maintenance-ness, and that's not a word, I just made it up, of Jennifer Lopez and what she comes with. It's gonna be a lot to deal with when it comes to her. But they said that not only would they look amazing together, but when you delve into their values, there's a genuine connection. But it's just sort of like, okay, they look amazing together, but we got to get beyond how people look on paper. Do you have a lot in common? So they said they share a background of overcoming humble beginnings, having fought hard for everything they have, which gives them an perspective that those privileged types in Hollywood just can't grasp. Jen naturally gravitates towards those who are self-made. It's a better match for her, and Channing is way out in front of Jen, or for Jen. She believes they could be soulmates as they have so much in common. Well, now that part I know y'all lying because she thought Ben Affleck was her soulmate. Unless y'all trying to push this narrative out there, every piece of peen that she get with, that she dates, is her soulmate. Which I don't think that's what she thinks either. But she's been married 4 times already. And I think when she got back with Ben for a second time, people were like, "Oh, she found her person." That they're evenly matched, that they're perfect for each other, and da da da, so on and so forth. And then come to find out, it's like, no, because it seemed like the same things that probably stifled y'all from before is back. Because I can understand y'all can blame it on being young and the paparazzi and trying to navigate through all that, but then you get back with Ben and say, well, damn, ain't shit changed with this man. And he's probably saying things didn't change with her. He's the regular dude from Boston that just so happens to be an actor and a filmmaker. And, he has to deal with the overall tabloid side of Hollywood, which he doesn't like. But Jennifer eats it up. She loves the attention. She knows how to navigate with the cameras and the paparazzi and all these other people following her, because that's just a part of her situation, because she's a superstar. She's not just an actress. She's a superstar. She does multitude of things. She does music. Regardless of how you feel about her singing abilities and stuff, she does music. I always got to incorporate that because I already know somebody will come in with that singing stray. So I was like, let me do it before y'all do. So, but they trying to say he ticks all about. Okay, so Channing is 44. So he's basically 9 years younger than Jennifer. So Lopez famously, grew up in the Bronx. And Tatum was raised in Alabama and quit his job as a roofer to be a scripper because it paid more money before getting his first on-screen role as Ricky Martin's backup dancer in the music video for She Bangs. Well, damn, now I feel like I need to go watch that video because I do not remember him in that. So, and then y'all also know that he went on to play a stripper in Magic Mike. And later on, Jennifer Lopez went to go play a stripper. She played Ramona in the 2019 movie Hustlers, which, no shade, she should have been nominated for an Oscar for that movie. I'm still mad over that because that was a great performance. And you know what? She's been with dancers before. She's dated Chris Judd. And I mean, no, she married Chris Judd. That was my fault. That was her second husband. And she dated Casper Smart, who's out here selling weed out of his house. We talked about that on the show. So there's all of that. He also has a child, though. And Jennifer Lopez has children, so they got stuff in common. He's got an 11-year-old daughter with Jenna Dewan named Everly. Jennifer has Max and Emmy from, her marriage to Mark. So they have all that in common. And at one point, he also dated Jessie J. So for I think about 2 years. And I already told about the whole Zoe Kravitz thing where they were married, and I mean they were engaged, and they were dating for 3 years and all this stuff. So I don't know. I don't see this. First of all, there was a rumor going around just last week that Jennifer Lopez was allegedly hooking up with Kevin Costner, and that rumor started around the time they were both in Aspen together, because a lot of celebrities during early January, they like to go out to Aspen. Like Mariah Carey goes out there, Jennifer Lopez goes out there, some of the housewives of Beverly Hills, some goes out there. Like you'll see Kyle Richards out there with Mauricio. You'll see Paris's mother, Kathy Hilton. I almost said Nikki, that's a sister. Kathy Hilton goes out there. So a lot of the celebrities go out to Aspen and Colorado. So and Jennifer Lopez was out there recently, and so was Kevin Costner, and they were trying to ship them together. And remember, there was a story we did on the show when they said a sidekick revealed that Jennifer Lopez might get with an older man. So that might be her older man, because Kevin just turned 70. And he spoke about Whitney Houston and all this other stuff. I thought about making that as a story, but I was like, I don't think y'all gonna care. But I'll just tell y'all on passive. So yeah, he just turned 70 and he gave a tribute to Whitney Houston, to my he misses his friend, because they did The Bodyguard together. But in this whole situation, do I believe this story? I do not. But if it ends up turning out to be true, then we will talk about it on this show. But it's like, if I see Channing Tatum and Jennifer Lopez get together, I feel like it'd be a rebound situation. Kind of like I feel like Ben Affleck kind of was a rebound situation, because as soon as she was done with A-Rod cheating ass, allegedly, she went right back to Ben. But she should let her situation get over the last one before you move on to the next one. And I feel like with the both of them, just at this point, just have fun. Channing Tatum, just go work on your movies and your career and all the other stuff you got going on. Hannah, do your business stuff. Like, look, you already got a hit. Even though Unstoppable was a flop over there in the UK, it's a huge hit on Prime Video. It's #1. So you got a hit over there on streaming. She gonna be a new streaming queen. While y'all don't go see her movies in the theater, clearly her stuff is doing well straight to streaming. So, and y'all like that movie with Jarrell Jerome, who's still waiting to start filming his voiceover work for the next Spider-Man movie. Because he said he ain't heard nothing yet. What's going on with that? So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story regarding Jennifer Lopez allegedly getting with Channing Tatum? I'm not buying it, but I'm definitely curious to hear from y'all. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. Not Channing Run. He said, oh yeah, I read that one. That's why I was like, not Channing Run. Y'all scare me with the Libra come. Wait, you a Libra too? Look, I have some Libra friends. I don't believe all Libras are what um Sailor Mermaid is saying. Because one of my closest friends, well, once upon a time when I was coming up, when I was younger, like one of the people I became really close to was an older guy, and he was a Libra, and he did me dirty twice. So I don't speak to him no more because he a fake ass bitch. So I do agree with you to an extent on that. My other friend David is a Libra also. I forget, I think his birthday is like October 12th, 13th, 14th. Like with that day, he gonna kill me if he watching this, that I don't remember his birthday. But I'm bad with birthdays. That's why I thank God for Facebook, because y'all be reminding me people's birthday. So um he and I, we had our ups and downs, we butt heads and things at times, but he was like one of my closest friends. So there's some Libras that I'm cool with. I know T.S. Madison is a Libra too. So not all Libras is bad. But I have encountered some of those fake ass ones that Sailor Mermaid is referring to. I think Zoe started dating Channing when the Batman movie came out. That would make sense, because now I think about it, I think that was like 3 years ago almost. And now we got to wait 2 more damn years for a sequel. Why we got to wait 5 years between films? I'm still mad at Matt Reeves and them over that. Like, y'all dragging off. Y'all should have had an outline or something for the sequel back when you released the first movie. And I'll give you a couple of weeks. Like, enjoy your success, but then y'all should already had an outline or something. Like, it should not take y'all 5 years to develop a movie. Oh, Channing and Hannah are incredible dancers, though. Yeah, I like Channing Tatum. And look, I liked him as when he played Gambit. I really want a Gambit movie with him in it, though. I don't know if a solo film, but I would like to see him pop up in like Secret Wars or something cool like that. Like, I would love to see him. I would even like to see him pop up in um like X-Men. I know some people are like, well, we all have to go young. Or whatever. I'm like, look, that's why they invented fillers. Or, put Vaseline on the screen to make people look younger. But Shannon don't look old. Shannon said he was a stripper though before he got. Yeah, he was, and we talked about. Well, yeah, well, y'all were commenting as I was doing the live, so I know I'm reading back what y'all were already conversing about. That's why the Magic Mike choreography was so easy for him, and not only that, but when you see the fight choreography and stuff that he was doing in Gambit, because I mean, as Gambit in Deadpool and Wolverine, like I was watching like this one take of him where he was rehearsing the choreography, and it's like you see like he was doing a lot of like the movements and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, he's a natural dancer. Me too, sis. That straight boy must be. Sometimes the repressed straight boys, the ass be ass, and more so than the homosexuals. I think that's why a lot of people be going after them. Jennifer clearly in her BWC. Okay. Because that's exactly what this is. I'm like, I was gonna say, Jennifer Lopez, do she date white boys? Well, I mean, yeah. Ben Affleck. What nationality is Casper Smart, though? I'm still trying to figure out what he is. He looks like he might be, he got a little cholo up in him, but he might be mixed. I can't tell. Because I have Libra friends too, love them down, but I'm speaking. J-Lo, Jennifer is a Leo, Channing is a Taurus, and I'm dating a Libra. Oh. Oh, that's why you scared? Because you dating a Libra? And you probably like, oh, there's some truth in that. Jennifer is, well, yeah, she is a Leo, but wait, okay. I mean, my chart people like you, well, I know that Onyx is like that, and also Sailor Mermaid is Taurus and Leo a good fit. Jennifer weakness is for bisexual. Yeah, because I remember we talked about it on the show that Casper got caught out there sexting women with a little something extra. That Trump went after with his executive order. Y'all know the type of girls I'm talking about. Yeah, this is for my girls, little lady boys and girls. They said, Ben and Anthony and Casper, LOL, spicy white. He said he was good and fly me to the moon too. Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I think it's on Apple TV. I could watch it over there. I need to get around to watching that. Dawn Lemon will be divorced in less than 2 years. You think so? And that man will come after his money. I don't think they ever gonna leave each other. They can be. My mom is a Taurus and my dad is a Leo. Yeah, my mother's a Capricorn and my father's a Leo. Hmm. It's a lot with them. But anyway. Okay, so um let's move on and let's talk about Miss Lady Gaga, who, we've been talking about for a while that, since Disease didn't do what needed to be done on the charts, and she has been teasing her seventh album, which her little monsters have coined LG7 for about a year. And we hadn't heard anything what was going on in regards to that. And remember, Disease didn't really do that well. So I was asking, I'm like, so is she postponing the album? Like, what's going on? Because the song came and went, and we really haven't heard anything. But we know she's been riding the wave of Die With a Smile with Bruno Mars, because that song has been doing gangbusters for her on the chart. The song is still in the top of the 200 charts, or Billboard Top 200. And so people have been kind of riding with that song versus her going back to her Fame Monster era. And I've been seeing like little tweets where people are trying to make the equate a lot of what she did during the Fame Monster era to what she's doing with this. And I do feel like her seventh album is going to be a sequel of sorts to what she gave us in the Fame Monster era, which was Dark Gaga. And I like Dark Gaga. And I'm a fan of industrial music and that sort of thing. So I'm really here for whatever she's going to bring with that. So, but I've also heard this rumor. So there was a countdown situation. This is not the rumor part. I'm going to tell y'all. There was a countdown thing that she put on her social media, and everybody's like, oh, what does this mean? Does this mean that you're going to announce the album and stuff? And rumors are swirling that the next album is set to be titled Mayhem. So that is the rumor that's floating around right now, that the name of LG7 is Mayhem. Don't quote me on it, but that's what I'm hearing. If I'm right, then y'all can quote me on it. So now, according to Rolling Stone, they said it's been about 5 years since Lady Gaga released her last album, Chromatica. Damn, it's really been 5 years? Time flies. And she's been teasing that a new project is on the way for some time now. Now, over the weekend, fans got a small clue that it might finally be coming. People noticed that the pop star had added a countdown clock that ticks down to January 27th, something that instantly got them excited for what Gaga has in store this year. Now, of course, the countdown could be anything, but there are a few hints that this might be related to her long-anticipated LP, which fans have dubbed LG7. Now, the background of the countdown clock is made up of blue diamonds, a motif that goes back to her first album. Plus, if you hold on, because I did take a shot, there's the picture of when I got the screenshot. So they also said the background of the countdown clock is made up of blue diamonds, a motif that goes back to her first album. Plus, if you scroll over the date, text that plays that says LG1 pops up, nodding back to her debut and possible the latest follow-up in her career. Now, they said Gaga riled up listeners with some major music releases in 2024. She dropped the album's first single, Disease, in October and explained how it first made its way onto the album during an interview with Rolling Stone. She said that the song captured the forthcoming LP varied sounds and vibes, saying, I felt like a way into the chaos. It felt like a way into the chaos of the album, which is kind of exercises in chaos, different sides of who I am as a person. To me, there's some kind of chaos in all the ways we try to analyze ourselves. Disease is the beginning of that. And it started with the little voice on my shoulder saying there's no more tears to cry. Ariana Grande said that too. So was that the voice that was on your shoulder telling you that? She said, I heard you begging for life and that uncomfortable feeling that we can sometimes have when the voice in our head is not pleasant. And yeah, I saw that because there's a video on YouTube where I think when Rolling Stone sat down with her and they were talking about this whole like how she came up with Disease and the concept and the type of vibe that we're gonna get from the album. So there was that. So, there were some tweets that I screenshotted. And they said, Lady Gaga's coming. Hashtag mayhem is coming. So another person said, LG7 is finally coming. that screenshot is hilarious, by the way. And another person said, Lady Gaga and show Miss Oprah. And another person said, I can't believe it is finally happening. I'm so excited for this new era. Lady Gaga is coming. And then showed a countdown appears on Lady Gaga's official website, set to finish at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 27th. The background is themed after the first album, The Fame. So basically, it's like, in a way, she's taking it back to the beginning of what she was doing with her music. And like I stated before, her song Die With a Smile with Bruno Mars had hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 at the beginning of the month, something that Gaga called an honor. And she's so excited about that. And in addition to releasing the album, Gaga will also be headlining both weekends of Coachella. And I believe she's also doing a charity event, if she hasn't done it already, with Billie Eilish to raise funds for, what happened with the wildfires in LA. So she's been out here getting her philanthropic um vibe on, whatever you want to call it. And then now she's gearing up to release the record. Because I was genuinely curious. I'm like, what's going on with LG7? Like, or as they said, Mayhem is coming. I do hope that she goes with Mayhem because I'm like, that definitely sounds like the perfect title for the album. It describes basically sonically what you're going with. Like, it's chaotic, it's mayhem, it's just like literally a whole lot of stuff going on in this album. Sonically, it's just going to be all over the place, but lyrically, it's going to be well centered and that sort of thing. I'm genuinely curious to hear this record because it's been a while since I've really been excited for a Lady Gaga album because as someone who's a dance music fan, I love The Fame and I love The Fame Monster. I think I like The Fame Monster a little bit more than I like The Fame because, like I said, I'm a fan of like that dark pop, industrial type of sound when it comes to music. I listen to a lot of music from overseas, so I like a lot of that German electronic, dance, disco, whatever you want to call it. I like that vibe of music. So I'm genuinely curious to hear it. I really wish that we would have got maybe another single from the thing, from her, instead of Disease. And now we're hearing that she's adding Die With a Smile to the new album. And I'm wondering, is it going to be the same song? Because I feel like it doesn't fit with this whole idea, what you were talking about in regards to the album. So I'm hoping that that's not going to be that version. I say remix it or rejudge it, redo it, do something, and give it like an electronic twist to it, like a dark pop electronic twist to it, rather than the version of the one you did with Bruno Mars, because that sounds a little too retro. Like it doesn't seem like it fits in. Like I could understand if that song was put on Joanne. Like it works there because of what that album gives. But if you're trying to put this on LG7 after you told us what we're gonna expect sonically or what you were coming up with creatively for this record, I don't know if it's gonna work. But we'll see whatever that countdown is when it happens next week. So what do y'all think that is the countdown that's coming up with LG7? Do you think it is an announcement of the new album and the track listing or another song and the name of the album and all that other stuff? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so now so you said they could make a great couple, but the issue is they're both hard headed. This sounds like my parents. Because I will tell you why. Depends on the couple's synastry chart. Jennifer is a live. Yes, she is. So is my father. And a lot of my relatives that I know, someone said Gaga waited until the fires announced everything, which pushed the album as well. Well, look, when is what the hell is that girl named Beyonce? When is she gonna announce whatever the hell she was talking about she was gonna announce? I mean, some people think it's an announcement for another tour, but when's she gonna make her announcement? Because remember, she said she was gonna do it on the 15th, then the fire happened, so she had to kind of postpone it and push that back. So, child, I said, some people said, and I agree. They said she should have been real petty and announced it yesterday during the inauguration. That's what I would have did. My mom is a Sagittarius, and my dad's. Damn, how does that work? Oh, they're not together anymore, right? I think you told me that. Deep in my industrial bag right now. Okay. You and me both. Since leaving CNN, Dawn Lemon, I used to be the with the Dawn Lemon, has been showing who he really is on his daily podcast, An Annoying Queen. Dawn and his husband had breakfast while airing their podcast. The husband looked fatigued, probably for all that fucking they was doing. And I haven't really been watching his daily podcast. I did watch it. I watched it a few times. I even commented in the comments, and Dawn read my comment because he does what I do over here, which is basically I do the topics, I read y'all comments, and that sort of thing. And he read my comment live. He also Killjoy Jake read one of my comments one time. We was talking about. I think it was about. Oh, it was a Scream group. It was like a Scream live that he was doing, and I jumped in there. I was like, I just finished my live, but I don't know if you heard about Jasmine Savoy Brown. So I went and I posted that, and he was like, yeah, they talked about it. But yeah, but Don Lemon read one of my comments. I said, oh shit, look, I made it. He read one of my comments. But I don't know. He can be annoying, I guess. I was very excited for LG7 after the documentary came out, but now well, damn, I feel like maybe she should have struck while the iron is hot. I guess. Well, look, she's gonna come out with a banging ass new song and some visuals and a video or something. She's got to get the people excited. I just think outside of the hardcore Little Monsters, I don't know if people are as excited for Lady Gaga's music. That it's like her momentum has waned. I don't want to do this, but we'll go there. I don't think people get genuinely as excited for Lady Gaga's music like the outside her core fan base, like people would whenever we talk about Madonna. And I think also the thing with Madonna is like, people will call her she's too old or whatever the case is. They'll make her little ageist comments. But I don't know if people get technically that excited for Lady Gaga. It's probably because she's kind of been off doing like the jazz stuff and all that and all of that. So technically four, but the Little Monsters said her jazz albums don't count as it's not Lady Gaga, but it is as it's Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga. But the way fans say, let us no, you don't get to dictate the discography. If she put the music out there, that's what it is. I mean, that she's showing a multifaceted side of herself, and she's even said that in interviews. She even said that in the Rolling Stone interview that I've been referring to that I watched. It was like good 20-25 minutes. And when she was breaking down the song of disease, and she was even talking about how, like, I don't want to be pigeonholed into doing one thing. So for y'all to just discount what she's been doing musically, that's basically denying that the jazz stuff, which is a part of who she is. Lady Gaga does theater, she does jazz, like she does all of that stuff. So I don't think you could only count the Fame Monster, Born This Way, and Chromatica. Like those are, because that's all dance music. If you're a dance music fan, you can count those as your faves, but you can't sit up here and say like Joanne doesn't exist or all the other records she did doesn't exist. You said, oh, Gemini and Sag are very compatible. They're like a student and professor dynamic. They both love learning and are open minded. They don't like to be tied down. So your parents had an open relationship? That's what you're trying to say? But the irony is their shared interests do tie them down. How they put these things in their head. Again, it depends on the couple's synastry chart, if they're compatible or not. Number one song 3 weeks in a row. Why do I feel like it was longer than that? Double Smiles tied with Just Dance as her longest running number one. Except Just Dance was a song she did on her own versus now having to have a duet in order to go number one. Did that just come out, the Razzies? Because I know the what's that damn thing? The Oscars supposed to be coming out this week, right? They said worst actress and an actress that is a one-note actress. Only good for musicals, and she is winning worst actress since Madonna. Well, they did say she wasn't that great in that movie, but that movie wasn't great to begin with. And you said you were Sagittarius, so you was what is that, December? Libra pretty much get along with everybody, and Sagittarius loves adventure. They could work, but Sagittarius likes freedom too much, and Libra look for constant stability with their partner. Yeah, I like my freedom too much too, and I'm neither. It said Born This Way was number one for 6 weeks on the Hot 100. Sagittarius gotta learn to compromise, and Libra needs to learn to give their partner some space and breathe. Oh, that's what I like. I like not being smothered. Whoops, I meant second longest. Madonna stands do tend to know more about Gaga than Little Monk. He said Madonna fans do tend to know more about Gaga. Well, yeah, because look, a lot of people, a lot of Lady Gaga's aesthetic she took from Madonna. As it even down to the yeah, what was the most recent thing that they said? Even down to the recent is she performing in Rio? Did Madonna do that for the I almost said Confessions tour, Celebration tour. Now I hear Gaga going to Rio to do the same damn thing. She does say, well, I always say imitation is a serious form of flattery, and she likes to say off the imitated, never duplicated. As a December Capricorn, very sexually compatible with Leo, but when it comes to relationships, the fights be fighting. Yes, because I think you were with the whole December Capricorn thing because you close to Sag. So Sagittarius and them December, y'all sharing that energy. I saw an article that CNN thought firing him would cancel him, but it proved to be man, they stupid. And now y'all so desperate. Oh, they're not desperate because I forgot she's on MSNBC. I said, yeah, liberal media is so damn desperate. They got Rachel Maddow 5 days a week over there. So yeah, y'all desperate for y'all situation, and yeah, that's why I said and that is one of the reasons why I went in so hard when people was coming in talking about those comments. Well, since TikTok is gone now, y'all could go out and get real jobs, and it's like so. Y'all just looking at it as just people just wasting valuable time on TikTok. And yeah, there are a small group of those people that do that with their addictions. However, social media has provided so many people a platform, such as myself, Dawn Lemon type, or whatever, to where y'all can get on media and speak independently about a lot of things rather than having to be restricted by the corporate overlords, the CNNs, the MSNBCs, or the ABCs and the CBSs and all those people, where it's like you have to give people corporate sponsored answers because you don't want to rock the boat with those corporate sponsors, and then they end up pulling out because they didn't like what you said about certain things. And like, what was it, Roland Martin said something in a recent interview I think he did on Michael Steele's podcast that he was on or something, or he and Michael Steele was on a podcast together with another guy, and he was saying something like that. he was on some corporate channel. Was I think it might have been a CNN or a MSNBC that said something or another that, oh, we wanted to have you on the show, but the people behind the scenes were talking about they didn't like the title of your book and all. I was like, okay, now if I got to sit up around here, y'all be doing this bullshit, then I don't need y'all channel. It's like I could go on here and same thing what Kyle Kalinske said on his show. He's like, I could sit up here and do my show for the rest of my life without ever having to jump on somebody else's channel to give them clicks and views. If people are going to act a certain way about certain things, whether it's independent media, or if it's on corporate media. If you're not going to give me a platform, that's fine. I could go on my show and say what I want to say there. People just have to come there and watch it. So, and you just have to help support me with the super chats and the donations. Said they did get divorced when I was 10. Then remember, damn, that's crazy. It's like y'all divorced and y'all get back together. I said, oh, that's being sexual wise. Me and Leo, along with Scorpio, hits different. But yeah, when you got all them things buzzing up in you, the Libra, the Capricorn, all those stuff, it's like, yeah, it hits all the spots. And I was a stan at the time when she first started, but over time I got bored. She lost me during Art Pop. Yeah, because I think the problem was she was doing too much with the Art Pop. You trying to make yourself throw up ink and all. I was like, okay, sis, like you doing too much. It's like, just get up there and just make your art. But you was trying to prove so bad that you was an artist. Just be an artist. It just came across as pretentious, I guess. Yeah, I've been reading a lot about Miss Jade and her new album. It said Leanne and Perry started way before her and Lee and had to redo her album. She revealed she took a year off to be a wife and a mother. And look, who's the other one? The one that's pregnant with the twins. So, that they kind of ostracized. The one that was doing the blackfishing. What's her name? I forgot. Just that fast. And I had it in my head too. So I'm curious to hear what the new album sounds like. I did write that story about her. She got stood up by Harry Styles after one date. Jessie Nelson, you said Fessy. So she announced her 2023 tracks are just singles, not on the album. Well, look, I feel like that's a good way to do it. It's like even if I'm scrapping a record, if I hear singles and they're really good, I'm gonna just release them. But then when it gets down to the album, then y'all gonna get a whole new album. Because I hate when people just throw songs we already heard for the past year or two on an album just to be filler. She announced it too. So yeah, I don't mind all of that. And yeah, Afro beats ain't her thing. Leave that up to Tyler Boney ass. Oh yeah, my own grandfather was a December Sagittarius. That whole album of the millennial that whole album of the millennium. Like, are you? Oh yeah, when she said that, I cackled. Jade said one more single for February. Well, look, and then we have what May when it comes out. Okay, so how many more? Let's see how many more topics we got. Okay. So we have 4 more topics to go, and then we're done with today's show. But before we get to said topics, if you have not already, please do me a solid. Hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also, smash that notification bell so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Ella Unfiltered. Please and thank you. So without further ado, let's get into this Chappell Roan story. Because yeah, once again, people feel like she's sticking her foot in her mouth because throughout her rise to success and pop stardom, she's felt that musicians are trained to be obedient and not have an opinion. But apparently, according to her, that is not her style. She feels like she's outspoken and she likes to stand on what she wants to stand on. Hence the blurry damn photo. I guess my show doesn't like Chappell Roan. Finally, it cleared. I don't know what's going on today. So Chappell Roan has divided fans with her latest comments on fame as she expressed that her outspoken nature has prevented her from being more successful in the industry. Now, the Good Luck Babe songstress, who is 26, who opened up about her struggles working at a drive-thru during the pandemic, said she would be bigger if she wore a muzzle during a new interview with BBC published on Sunday. Now, the star has generated backlash over the past months after slamming her weird fans and threatening to quit fame, with some social media users blasting her for complaining. She also went viral after furiously clapping back at a photographer at the 2024 MTV VMAs back in September of last year. Now, following the incident, the performer had been labeled as a spoiled diva, while others came to her defense. However, Roan explained that she would stay true to who she is and stated, end quote, I've been responding that way to disrespect my entire life, but now there are cameras on me, and I also happen to be a pop star, and those things don't match. Now, it's like oil and water, she continued. I think actually I'd be more successful if I was okay wearing the muzzle. If I were to override more of my basic instincts, where my heart is going, stop, 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 you're not okay, I would be bigger. The star further told the outlet I would be way bigger and I would still be on tour right now. So was she trying to say that the reason why she's not on tour is because some of the stuff that she's been saying has pretty much caused people to not want to work with her? But I feel like, girl, you put that energy out there. Like, you were making it seem like you couldn't handle a lot of the fame. Like, you were like when we were talking about you the many times we talked about you on the show, and it always seemed like every time I would talk about Miss Chappell would be when there was some drama or something going on with her. She seemed like she wasn't that happy as a pop star. So when you sit up in here and saying all these things, I always tell people, be careful what you put out in the universe, because it may not come the way you put it out there, but it's gonna come. So if you sit out here and talk about that you don't want to be overworked, that you need time for yourself, then the work is gonna dwindle. Until I get you come out with something new. Like, do you want to be out on tour? Because you seem to be complaining that when you was on tour. And then you was canceling tour dates because you want to go to the VMAs, which pissed off your fans as well. Oh, you got time to take off and go to the VMAs, but you go and sit up here and not give us the concert that a lot of us ticket holders paid for. And you feel like that people, because you're famous, that people don't have access to you. I have to believe to a certain extent, yes, they don't have access to you. But if you are a public figure and you're vying for the audience and all this other stuff, then they kind of do. You have a how do I put this? Because I don't want to make it sound like that they don't have rights and stuff, because they do. There should be boundaries that is set. I do agree with the whole boundary thing. I don't like the fact that, okay, I could be walking somewhere and you just going to shove a damn phone in my face. Like I've seen them do to celebrities, including like a Bad Bunny type. One time I would use him as an example. He walking down the street with his people. A girl shoved the phone in his face. He took her phone and threw it. It's like, y'all need to understand boundaries. Come up to people and ask them, can you take my picture? Like, I can't tell you how many times I was at the garden yesterday and I had people come to me, can you take our picture? Can you take our picture? And it's just like, sometimes I'll be like, leave me the hell. But then again, it's like, I get it. It's like, this is a one-time experience. They've never been there before. They're excited. They don't know when the next time they're going to actually experience this ever again. So I totally get why people feel the way that they feel and why they react the way they react. So I try to always put myself in the shoes of the other person. It's like, yeah, you hear all the time. You deal with this stuff all the time. But you have to think about the other people on the other side. They don't mean anything by it, except you can always, well, for me, I can always tell when you're being a dick. Then it's just like, okay, now you doing stuff, so now I'm gonna call you out and be like, hell no, I'm not helping you out. But if you're genuinely nice about something, I'll go out of my way to help you, or I'll do your little photo, whatever the case is. So I would think that, okay, you're a celebrity, you would do the same thing. But I do agree that, yeah, there should be boundaries that are checked. But a lot of times when Chappell was coming out with things, she was being straight up annoying. So let's see what the people said. Because we do have some of their tweets. You know, I like to come in here with receipts. So one person said her honesty is everything. Success shouldn't come at the cost of staying true to yourself. That's like this story that I saw, and damn, I wish I would have watched the video before I came up on here, where they was asking, like, should celebrities be punished for their political beliefs? I meant to watch that before I went live, but I'm gonna have to watch that later. And if anything else comes up in the future regarding that question, I'll just put it away I'll file it away in the file cabinet and bring it up on here. But I do agree with that. I don't feel like if she wants to come out and be outspoken and speak up for herself, because if I don't speak up for me, who will? Then I don't think people should be punished for that. So another person said, so is she telling us people are trying to drag her down behind the scenes or what? I'm confused. And another person said, we got to protect her at all costs. So I do wonder what that is. Like, are you, because I'm confused by what's going on. Like, is there stuff happening behind the scenes? Is there some sabotage going on behind the scenes where people feel like, oh, she talks too much. Oh, she's always complaining. Excuse me. And so now we need to set an example for her because she's talking about that I would probably be more successful if I had a muzzle in my mouth. Like, who's trying to muzzle you? We need names. Name them. In the words of Sutton Strack. Name them. Another person said, this is actually sad, saying she'd be more successful if she stayed quiet. I love that she's outspoken. And that works with some people, I guess, because you know what? We're in a new generation. A lot of this younger generation, they're not afraid to speak up on, certain things. Whereas, my generation, the generations before that, we were always told, keep your head down, do the work, don't complain. You should be happy you're in the room. You should be happy that a lot of people would kill to get the opportunities that you have. So there's that too. I try to look at it from all sides. So someone posted nothing to make me hate her. Who was that lady? Why did it look like Big Ange? Another person said she would have the same success, but go off queen. Another person said Chappell Roan's honesty is refreshing. Respect. Another person said Chappell Roan is speaking some real truth, saying true to yourself, can be tough, but it's always worth it in the end. Well, that's true. Now, another person says she's just saying she'd be more successful if she acted like a good girl and did whatever she was told. Y'all know how the industry is. So how is this confusing? Well, I think maybe you're missing the point, Cookie Monster the second. Well, I don't think anybody is saying that it's confusing on how they treat people in the industry. I think people want specifics in regards of, wait, what are you implying because you did this interview over in Britain that you would be more successful if you had, excuse me, you'd be more successful if you had a muzzle in your mouth. So we need examples like who is trying to sabotage your career because you have been outspoken as of late regarding your career. And I don't even know if it would be for those people because look, the industry don't move the needle and pull the strings anymore. It's up to the fans to support. So that's how I see it. So they can try to do the sabotage until the cows come home. But they don't control the narrative anymore. So there's another person, I like her, but she really needs to think before she speaks. WTF is this? LMAO. She so desperately wants to seem like a suppressed voice. Like, girl, there's a difference between being outspoken and just flat out classless. So they're trying to say she lacks class and that she's annoying. And now here's the hating comment, the negative comments or the comments where people are not going to all give her positive stuff. They're saying that she's playing the victim. Another person asked her, can we move on from her? So some people find her annoying. And I feel like in a lot of ways that maybe she's struggling because, you know what, she is, unlike so many others, she's struggling to balance her career and the success and the A-list success in real time. Whereas when I was growing up, you had the ability to, have that rise, perform all these different places, and not screw up in front of billions of people who have social media. People like a Chappell Roan and all these other artists, they're you're watching their every move on social media, and it's left up to scrutiny. So I can totally understand why she feels what she feels. But I don't know, should she have to be quiet because because of how people feel? Or because she don't want to rock the boat? She also told Rolling Stone in September that she was frustrated people were only now taking her seriously, saying, what's so infuriating is how people are just now taking me seriously. Like, you know what, bitch? I've been doing this ish and you're just now catching up. So now when you say something like that, it makes you seem like you lack humility because when you go, I've been doing this. Now you just catching up. Like we all know those artists where there be some fans that'll go, oh, I've been following Chappell Roan or da 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 since this era, long before y'all started catching on. It's kind of like with me when I talk about Charlie XCX, where you got all of a sudden these new people coming in from the Brat era. I'm like, I've been following her since True Romance. Like that, like I can say that. Chappell, you should not be saying that because it looks like you lack humility. I've been, oh, now y'all just catching up. Oh, now you taking me seriously? And then goes says, part of me hopes I never have a hit again because then no one will ever expect anything from me again. Like when you have these little bipolar moments, and I know this, look, she says she bipolar, and this is what this is giving. When you go off and you put stuff like, I hope I never have another hit again. I hope this goes away so that way y'all don't. And remember, didn't she say she didn't want no Grammy? Now she nominated and she gonna be at the Grammy Awards, possibly performing and probably walking away with a couple of Grammys. So when you put that energy out there, that's why I said be careful what you put out there because you just might get what you asking for. So if you want to have your frustrating moments, I feel like in those situations, like if you want to comment about the frustrations of how you're being treated by fans and all this stuff, I get that. But when you start saying these little other things, close the door, put out your frustrations to your therapist or your manager or your assistant. There's certain things you need to keep to yourself. But for the most part, I do feel like I would love to know what is she talking about regarding the whole situation surrounding her being more successful. She had a muzzle on. She wasn't talking because we get it. It's like it's a gender thing. Oh, y'all don't want women should be seen and not heard unless they're singing. Keep the politics out of music or whatever the case is. Which I don't understand how y'all be saying that. Politics have always kind of gone, depending on who it is, hand in hand with music. Not everybody could just do the shut up and sing. There's some people that do it, don't want to rock the boat, and there's some people that do put political things in their music. So music is supposed to be an outlet for you to have a voice in some sort of way. So I don't know. So I say, let's say, what do y'all think of this story regarding what Chappell Roan said, and how she divided the fandom with her comment? So whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Oh, so Brown Bunny said, muzzle, not the self-described canine metaphor. All she asks is boundaries, and it's time people need to respect that. Yes, you must expect the negatives and positives when it comes to your work. Yeah, I do agree. Boundaries is vitally important, and people need to understand boundaries or have some sort of self-awareness, which a lot of people lack. So I definitely agree with that. But this part, she and these new celebrities, they do need training, and they don't train these kids like how they train my generation. When you had to train, when you had like that media training stuff, when you know how to deal with certain situations. I mean, they can give you a blueprint and an idea, and some are handle it better than others. Beyonce was able to handle it, Britney could not, but and so many others could not. But there are some who have, and it's just a mess. The industry isn't training them nor protect. No, they because I don't even think they have things where they media train anymore. Because as an introvert, I speak for all of us when I say we wouldn't want a camera in our face or rando people screaming at us. But she always wanted to be famous and can't seem to take what she wished for. Exactly, and that's why I always say, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you put out in the universe. Because if you And I know that a lot of people wish for success and fame and all that other stuff, but you could wish for that, but you don't know the level of what that is going to bring or what that will do to you mentally, physically, emotionally, and all the other things. And I'm sure that she's benefiting wholeheartedly from the entertainment industry as a whole and her being successful and being famous. But also, you have to realize life is about balance. It's a yin and a yang. One cannot exist without the other. And you can enjoy all the perks, but you have to also learn how to deal with the negative side of Hollywood as well. So you can't only just expect everything to be copacetic. And too many people are like that. Y'all only love when things are great, but when things are bad, you can't handle it. So almost every mysterious artist, being such as Bey, Harry, Frank Ocean, and Adele, have all worked to get to a place where they can barely interact with the internet, and people will still seem to care about them. The mysteriousness of it all. Is she? I think she is on Island Records. Haven't her songs been in charts? It definitely given bipolar manic depressive tease. It could be because she be having her moments like, "Girl, just take your meds and keep it moving." I do like Chappell, but I'm not crazy over her. Her music is kind of like not Pride Month music. Because I have noticed that the colored gays don't give a fuck about her. I mean, what? How about the lesbians? Do the lesbians like her? The colored lesbians? And I'm gonna be honest. It's like, yeah, when I'm at the garden and we like when we do the when it's halftime or whatever, they play Hot to Go. And I be seeing the little kids up in there doing the HOTT, that stupid choreography. I mean, it's catchy. She found a thing that can go along, get people interested in the music. But I be seeing the white girls up in there doing, Hot to Go. So, um, yeah, it kind of. So I can't even get off this because you are correct. It does give gay pride. It definitely does give that. Like it's very much like white drag queen Pride Month music. Like it feels very much in that. Like she could perform at a Pride event and her music goes like she could have Juju B. She could follow Juju B. Or well, I was gonna say Alaska, but Alaska got a broader spectrum of music outside of that whole typical drag queen sound. She could probably follow Priyanka up there performing and then go right up there and do a show, and it fits within that whole drag queen Pride Month music, as you said. She needs to hire a bodyguard and maybe a spoken. Hello, because not all of y'all are pink. Well, y'all can speak for yourselves. Some of y'all need a spokesperson. Some of y'all need somebody to be your mouthpiece and to handle your social medias because y'all are just not. Some of y'all are just not good at it. Mm-hmm. Pride Month music, I'm probably gonna steal that. Okay, now speaking of Pride Month music, let's talk about Omar Apollo. Now you know Omar don't do no Pride Month music. He do that homosexual Mexican Frank Ocean type music. Except I like his music more than Frank Ocean. Frank kind of bores me. Allegedly, didn't they hunch once upon a time? So anyway, so we talked about Omar Apollo the other day and why he posted this screenshot of this uncensored photo on Instagram where he's going in on the homophobes because they were upset over his queer nude scene because now it's on demand. You can actually rent it on I think Prime Video. I haven't gotten around to renting it yet, but I do want to get around to checking it out. So the Grammy-nominated singer stars alongside Daniel Craig, as y'all know, in Luca Guadagnino's latest film, Queer. Now, Craig plays William Lee, an addict, an expat living in Mexico who meets Apollo's character in a bar. The two hook up, which leads to a full frontal scene from Apollo. And I'm going to freeze frame the hell out of that damn part when I see it. Now, it said the Evergreen singer posted a barely censored screenshot of the scene on IG, saying Queer available on streaming now for all the DLs that didn't want to go to the theater. Now, I did read all that in the last video that we did, that whole thing, and I even showed y'all the picture. So, yeah, Chad, he posted this online, and I'm like, boy, are you trying to get canceled? Or get taken on Instagram? What I had to take that over real quick because I'm like, and I'm coming for me, YouTube. So, he also addressed the mass unfollowing via an Instagram story he posted on Wednesday, saying, "I'm losing followers for posting this." He said, "Unfollow me if you're a homophobe. And you're not my target audience. I will never make myself palatable. This isn't my life. I am life stupid." And so then, he also spoke about his appearance in the film in 2024, basically saying that how they told him how explicit it was and how he had the gym. So hopefully we see him in more movies. And they also said that I forgot, he did bear it all before. This isn't the first time he did a nude, because once upon a time he did a nude where the back cover art of his 2023 EP, Live For Me. I forgot about that, but I think it was a drawing that they did of that. So Omar out here trying to get attention, and believe me, it worked. But people was like unfollowing him. Why was it that they didn't realize that he was a homosexual in real life? Because I don't think Omar's been quiet about his sexual orientation. He's been very much out with who he is. I don't know if he dating anybody, but I know he tall. He like 6'4", I believe. So I feel this to say, you know what, homophobes, stay mad. I don't understand like why y'all would be mad over his nude scene. I mean, if he's a musician who's acting and he's going to do a nude scene, if it's required, why wouldn't he do it? Especially with someone of the same thing. I just don't understand because y'all, because for people who are homophobic and transphobic and stuff, then why is like the biggest number of adult scenes or things that's watched on Rise with Corn Hub and stuff always trans corn, homosexual corn? A lot of y'all live on sniffies. There was one tweet that I saw where this boy was like, he gagged because he was in the movie theater and he went on sniffies, and this guy behind him, I guess, was seeing what he was doing. I'm like, child, y'all have no shame. Y'all be on sniffies in the theater. And he said a guy behind him leaned over and said, oh, that's my favorite site to go on. I cackled. I said, y'all here looking for pain. With the sniffies, I'm like, watch the damn movie before y'all start doing that. But anyway, I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. See, that was my damn fault because I should have read that damn article fully. I was like, wait a minute, that's the same article I just did the other day. So, did it again. Oops. I did it again. I like Chappell and I'm Puerto Rican. Well, you feel like Chappell Roan. Our music's cute, but it does give pride music tease. My papa was hosting a pump and dump. Well, Sailor Mermaid and I got a good Judy who well, we got a friend who does those. And also has a Twitter, which he was sleuthing and found. I was like, okay, girl, you better work with that. But I mean, look, I'm sure it wouldn't be a bad thing if he's into the whole pump and dump situation. Sniffies must have been popping at the okay, because I'm sure it was. I'm sure Grinder was going off. You think them log cabin Republicans? You really think they know anything about Sniffies? Y'all really think they be on it like that? I mean, with Sniffies, you could just post a picture of your dick or your ass or whatever, and you don't have to put your face up. But you got to be real careful with the whole like when you get them sniffy people, and you have to kind of seek out um how y'all meeting up and stuff. I have to ask Boomer Banks. Boomer Banks is like he's a Sniffies connoisseur. That's how I first heard of it. But anyway, let's move on to some drag race news, and let's talk about Michelle Visage, who was like, who decided to get political among, you know, this whole stuff that came out with Donald Trump and how he's going after the trans community because she has a trans child. So, they are going in. So he's already started his executive orders. I'm surprised he don't have carpal tunnel syndrome with all the damn executive orders he was putting forth. So hold on, let me pull up the thing because I was like, I do have all the, and I'm sure he probably did more post that, but I was like, let me pull up all the executive orders that they had him do. So, RuPaul's Drag Race star Michelle Visage has reacted defiantly to an anti-trans executive order issued by President Donald Trump. Now, Visage, who has spoken publicly about being a mother to a queer child who she says is basically transitioning, took to her IG story to share a message to Trump writing, "You will not erase my child." Well, she actually called him a POS too, but that was that was in the comments. Now, and that was in the comments of Glad, I should say, which, hold on, speaking of Glad, let me pull that up. Because if y'all could see it, it's literally, I'm going to put it like right there where it says, "You will not erase my child, you POS." And so, Visage was writing over a video of Trump speaking about the order posted by prominent LGBTQ plus rights organization GLAAD, which was captioned, "When he says make America great again, he clearly doesn't mean it for all Americans." Yes, he's talking about white oligarchs. That's what he's talking about. He's not even talking about them dumbasses that went and voted for him because he don't see it for y'all. He knows he conned y'all again. And now he got y'all up in a crypto scam, which is another story we can talk about at another time. So they also said, The video also caught the eye of Drag Race alum Carrie who commented, "Absolutely not." Now, the television judge and host also shared a post to her story, which read, "When a clown moves into a palace, he doesn't become a king. The palace becomes a circus." Well, didn't I say let the clown show begin? Hurry, hurry, step right on in. That is a song. Look it up. Now, last year, Visage spoke eloquently, or not eloquent. It's a Drag Race joke. Eloquently to fellow parents of queer children when stopped on the red carpet at the 35th GLAAD Media Awards, saying, "I have a queer child who is basically transitioning, and for me, it was a matter of allowing yourself grace to realize this is not the child you thought you were getting. It's an even better child. They're not living a lie, and all they really need is love." So just because I guess Trump don't like his kids, I guess you want everybody to be as miserable as yours. So, excuse me. Now they also said that they didn't ask to be born the way they were. It just happened that way. Give yourself time and patience and love your kid. It'll magically cure everything. And I think that's a thing in general when it comes to parents with queer children. It's like, you know what? They didn't ask to be born. They didn't ask to be brought into this world. They just happen to be they just happen to be who they are. And so I understand that you have questions and you're going through some things and you're worried about what does this mean for and then some people worry about the neighbors or the people at the church and all this other stuff. They don't pay your bills. Don't worry about what they have to say. Who cares what they have to say? I feel like that people need to learn, and I know it's easier said than done, but you're the one who decided to bring a child into the world, so you should love that child unconditionally. Otherwise, you're going to have a child out there taking their own life. So, or, well, I was going to say worse, but there's nothing, I can't think of anything worse than unaliving yourself because you didn't get the love that you had hoped to get. And that all we need is love in life. So it's not just trans kids who are affected by this, it's just queer children in general. Like when kids come out of the closet as LGBT, and well, bisexuals, I feel like y'all don't get as much of a straight. Maybe y'all do, I don't know. But being gay or a lesbian or even trans, those that's difficult to go by. So now in 2021, Visage appeared on the podcast White Wine Question Time, where she spoke about losing friends over the 2020 U.S. presidential election. So I think so many of us judge other people, especially through this Trump administration. I lost many friends, mostly because they couldn't have a conversation with me. So it just went, I'm voting for him, and that's the end. Okay, you can vote for him, that's your right. But let's talk about what you're supporting. And this is what she told Kate Thornton, who's the host. She said, "I have a gay daughter, so you're right away voting against my daughter and her rights. So did you think about that? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about what Trump is doing to trans people?" I lost a lot of people over this election, mostly because they didn't want to talk and discuss. It's just their way or no way. And I think that's the overall problem that I think a lot of us have. I don't care who you vote for. You can vote for the shit that you just dropped into the damn toilet as president of the United States. But if they're going against, how do you vote for somebody and say, I love you, but I'm against everything you stand for? So I'm against Black people, I'm against women, I'm against Latinos, I'm against immigrants, I'm against, which makes up this whole country to begin with. I'm against the LGBTQIA plus community. I'm against everybody, but because I am white, and I won't be affected, then I feel like, okay, if you're going to vote against the very thing, how can we be friends if I know, like, you stand for whatever it is that he's trying to tell you he's against, which is against, well, he's a chaos demon. It's all about negativity with them. They thrive. People that are in this MAGA cult, y'all thrive on negativity. So if you got a problem with me being a member of the queer community, then yeah, I can't ride with you. Because who I sleep with, or if I wake up one morning and I feel like I'm in the wrong body and that's a problem for you, then I don't need to be around that. I got to protect my peace at the end of the day. And I feel like for the most part, a lot of people need to focus on protecting their peace instead of always trying to run to those negative people who would not spit on you if you were on fire. Like, don't let that affect you. But we all tend to try to gravitate towards that. So shout out to you, Michelle. She said did she say the 2020? Oh, she said the 2020 US election. I do wonder with this current election that we had, how did she fare with that? Like, did she lose any more friends? I would be genuinely curious with that. But before I forget, because like I said, I pulled it up because I didn't want to do this whole thing and then forget. So the executive orders that he did so far, and that's why I said I'm surprised his ass ain't got carpal tunnel, and that's probably the most work he's ever did. U.S. withdraws again from Paris Climate Agreement, pardons January 6th Capitol attack convicts. This is who you voted for. Orders the restoration of free speech and prevents government censorship, keeps TikTok operating for 90 days, begins renaming the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. I just can't. Ends the diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility programs, which white people have benefited from more so than people of color. Recognition of only female and male genders. So if you are X, they said something or another that if you at the airport and you have X on your passport, or whatever the case is, you could be detained. I'm like, detained for what? Like, what are you doing? This is not Nazi freaking Germany, but Project 2025. We try to tell y'all. U.S. withdraws from World Health Organization because apparently y'all don't believe in, child, we all gonna die. And especially when you got RFK Jr., medical denying ass up in there. And you got Dr. Oz running Medicaid and Medicare. Declares national emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border, which word on the curb is he's trying to invade Venezuela, and he also plans on going to war with Mexico. So yes, that's coming. And rescinds 78 Biden-era orders, including revoking transgender protections. And ends automatic citizenship for U.S.-born children. So this is all the executive orders, which I feel like a lot of it is BS. We're all going to be tangled up in litigation regarding a lot of that. So yeah, that's all that's happening right now. So, and expected to get a whole lot worse before we're even out of damn January. So I saw this say, what do you think of this story regarding what Michelle Visage had to say about Trump and his anti-trans executive order? And yeah, he's going to go after the trans, but also removed any kind of any LGBT plus information or whatever off of some federal websites. So it's not just coming after the trans, even though some of the gays were signing on to this foolishness. He's coming after all of us. So if y'all think y'all are exempt, then me having no real estate background, I got a home in Boca I could sell your ass in an undeveloped building that hasn't even been started on yet in construction. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. He said, if someone tells you they love you, but vote for someone who makes laws that target you, they're not your friend or family. Exactly. As my grandma always installed, as my grandma always installing her West Indian knowledge, friends carry you, but they don't bring you back. It's like, yeah, they do. It's like, they can carry you, but who gonna carry you back? So I totally get that. It's like, it's cool to have friends. It's great to have friends, but it's like, if they not your ride or die and they don't accept or love you from the beginning, regardless of what you do, then it's like, yeah, I can't fuck with you. I'm all about protecting my peace right now, especially like when they said with Michelle Obama. It's like I have to protect my peace at the end of the day. I'm not going in that room. I can just feel who sits and thrives on negative energy all day. That's exhausting. And just being in that room, I'm sure like the energy from Donald Trump alone is enough where it would just stress a bitch out. So I wouldn't want to be a part of that. They don't want to talk politics because they either never cared for you or they felt guilty and know they are wrong. It's kind of like the thing with the bishop where she was just like, have mercy on these people. And you could tell he was fidgeting that chair. He just can't wait to start doing his foolishness because that man don't care about nobody. He doesn't. But could you imagine if he had a trans child? He could remove the DEI, but already started the rebranding to bridge knowing this would happen. Jokes on them. The Clinton and Obama. Oh yeah, I saw that they were booed. I wouldn't have went because they keep talking about. Well, yeah, the presidents normally go. Da, da, da. I said, but this ain't no normal presidency. Like if he was serious about being a president, I could understand why you would want to do the thing. But Democrats always want to look good in the eyes of the public, so they're going to go up and look. We even had Joe Biden's stupid ass. The minute that Trump and his wife got out of that damn car, he had the nerve to say, welcome home. Like, are you kidding me? I can't with them. And this is why people have lost all faith in the Democrats. This was a heavily political show today. It really was. But anyway, um, so let's move on to our final topic. I'm gonna talk about some drag race news. So we can lighten up a little bit because yeah, this was like a political heavy show, but I get it. We got a new president officially yesterday, so a lot of political talk was going to be the dominant factor. There's not a lot going on. But let's get into some Lucky Stars news because she's opening up about her shocking elimination, where I seen people online talking about justice for Lucky. And me, I'm not one of the crazy, radical, passionate fan base members who like to go online and say all kinds of crazy stuff. But I am still trying to understand why RuPaul had her sashay away. Like, I get that while they were doing the fashion challenge, that Lucky does like these unconventional looks, and I really wish that she would have incorporated the unconventional look to her using fabrics and things of that nature. Whereas I know she uses construction, she's very much creative in that way. So she doesn't do fashion the way everybody else does. But girl, if you knew that you was going to be on RuPaul's Drag Race, that was a requirement. So I do feel bad that she was sent home, and I also feel like this is a production thing because Joella, even though her lip sync wasn't all that great either, they both were. She was a little sloppy with her performance too. But I feel like the reason it was a production thing. Joella makes good TV for now, but she better hope that that don't bite her in the behind when it comes down to the show being over. And since she want to call herself an icon in the local drag scene, that then I'll be like, oh really? Because you're not known for your. I had a conversation earlier with somebody who knows Joella. Said she is not. When she was up in there talking about that she's known for her fashion, they said that's a lie. So she want to sit up here and tell people that lie. Girl, people watch TV, like, and it's all recorded. So if you didn't know, now you know. After 17 damn seasons, you would think they would know. Just like they would learn how to take a damn sewing class after 17 seasons. So the first eliminated queen for RuPaul's Drag Race season 17 has reflected on the design challenge that sent her home, admitting she felt like she was having a panic attack in front of Mama Ru. Now, after two back-to-back non-elimination episodes to kick off the start of Drag Race's 17th season, episode 3 arrived with one thing for certain: one contestant will become the newest pork chop in the butchers. Now, sadly, the contestant was the craftiest queen in Miami, Lucky Stars, who sashayed away after attempting to put her unconventional creations aside and opting to make a more regular drag look for the week's Monopoly themed design challenge. And that's why I said before, what she should have done was keep it with the unconventional look. Like this whole look here, this was a net. Well, I was like, first of all, shout out to you in that tuck, because while you was wearing that the leopard print underwear, I'm like, y'all be tucking good up in here. I know it, child. I couldn't even imagine. I got too much meat, so I'll be like, the tucking. I got sensitive balls, so that would hurt. I don't know if I can do all the tucking stuff, but I'm like, y'all be tucking real good up on this show. I know that was TMI, but whatever. Now they said while attempting to make the look in the workroom, Lucky Stars became evidently overwhelmed, crying as she admitted to having not one thing done. And yeah, we did say at one point she was kind of shaking. She was having a moment. She was definitely losing. You could definitely see that. And I was feeling for her too when I was watching that. And then she started crying. And then they showed the teardrop because, dramatic effect with the cameras and stuff. I'm not saying Lucky was being dramatic. I think Lucky was being authentic in that point. But I do feel like it was way too early in the season, especially in the third episode, for her to want to do a regular schmegular look. It's like, no. The thing that would have really wowed the judges is you bringing that unconventional style, because that's why they brought you to the show. But, I think that a lot of the Michelle Visage stuff gets in their head. Oh, we don't want to see you doing the same thing. We want to see you do something different. And, they always want to satisfy the judges. And she was probably like, yeah, in the beginning, I wanted to give them a little something different. No, sis, that was way too soon, because when you do the first two episodes, they're trying to get a sense of who you are as a performer. So when you got up there, you did your performance and the unconventional looks and all the other stuff. That was a sense of who you were briefly. You don't do a whole switch up in the technically second episode once you get past the talent show challenges. So I can totally understand why she was stressing out. She said I was shaking when she was, during her on camera confessional. Now, fellow contestant and not prophet, Joella, who landed in the bottom two alongside Lucky, then told her seasoned sister that she was confident Lucky would be going home. Unfortunately, Joella was right. RuPaul sent the emotionally lucky stars sashaying away. Now, speaking of EW, following her elimination, the kooky drag performer opened up about feeling ugly and embarrassed wearing her handmade orange design. He said, I felt like I was cornered into the wall with all that was going on. First of all, I don't sew. I don't work with fabric. I don't work with cloth. That's not my thing. So you trying to say there was rigor mortis and a little bit of inner saboteur? She said, I'm a crafty person. I hope people understand the difference. I craft things. I create characters. I create worlds with my drag, but I don't sew gowns. I don't sew dresses. I will create a dress somehow my way. While receiving her critiques from the judges on the runway, Lucky already looked defeated and as though she couldn't bear to be in what she was wearing. I honestly felt so ugly. I know how drag queens are. I know queens all over the world are going to read me. I felt embarrassed. I felt ugly. I felt disgusting. I felt like a failure, which is one of my worst fears in life. Now, in that moment, my worst fear came true. I was ugly. My drag was busted. I failed. So all of that came together. My situation back home is not good either. So I felt like, wow, am I really about to lead back to that? What did I do here? She continued, she said, I just crashed down that day, so I had to cover my face while crying because I get embarrassed when I cry. Imagine having a panic attack in public in front of RuPaul. That's how I felt. So, reading all of this, I'm like, damn, girl, I feel for you in regards of the situation. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, it wasn't the best gown or whatever the case. And I get that you don't like fabric, but I wish there was a way that it's like, even if I don't use fabric, that could have been a way that she could have worked around that. But then again, you had nosy ass Lexi up in there snitching on every damn body because she didn't like the fact that Homona was using items from rhinestones that she brought with her to zhuzh up her dress. The same thing with another queen on the show. What the hell's her name? Susie, with the headpiece. She went and snitched about that. And, well, off camera, but it wasn't revealed on camera. It was revealed on social media. And I did see at one point, Lucky was saying, like, don't come from my sis, Joella, because I already know Joella is looked at as being the villain of the season. She's getting that. Not necessarily like I'm blaming it on the edit. I'm just using it as a term. She's getting the plain Jane edit this season. But there's a couple of girls that's up in here that's kind of getting that whole plain Jane shade, meter and that sort of thing, and is really bringing the shade this season, which I'm living for. I'm loving the fact that we're getting back to the days of early Drag Race where the girls are having a competition, they're going at each other, and I feel like those of us who are passionate and watch the show should allow the show to play out the way it does and not try to assert ourselves with the bullying and the hate speech and all that other stuff on social media, because this ain't got nothing to do with y'all. It's a TV show. We should be enjoying it. And so yes, I like Joella. I like Lucky. I love her overall looks. Like I live for the type of looks that she has here. I kind of wish that there was a way that she could have incorporated that unconventional style to her fashions. And look, I do agree. Justice for um Lucky. We definitely deserve to see her more on the show. And I guess maybe in so many ways it did feel a little bit like she may have sabotaged herself. And I think I mostly felt bad for her because of what happened, like her home situation. What was going on, where it was like what she said her father had gone through some stuff and he couldn't work. I think he lost his arm or something. Oh yeah, because it was like a fire, like playing with fireworks, he lost his hand or something or another. So and this is why my mother always told me not to play with stuff like that, because she said you're gonna lose a finger. I'm glad I listened. She always put the fear in me and for stuff. So I never really did any dangerous stuff like that. So they were like that they were struggling, and some of the queens was helping out, like if you ever need a place to stay, so on and so forth. So it was like I feel like a lot of that pressure from what she was dealing with back at home and plus all the other things that was going on, that it affected her game. And fingers crossed that we see more of her and then, you know what, that she makes it an All-Stars 10. Because I did hear something or another that there's an All-Stars, that there is a season 17 queen already on All-Stars 10. I got to call up my source to remember who exactly it is that's on there. So, and this is the first time this season I'm actually watching it going in blind where I don't know who is going home in which order. Because I want to be surprised this season, especially since a lot of these queens on this show, I have no idea who the hell they are. So I still this to say, what do y'all think of this story regarding um Lucky opening up about what she was going through during that, you know, that Monopoly, whatever the hell it was called. What is it? The Monopoly challenge on Drag Race. So whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad Michelle didn't go and came to her senses. Did I read these? Is that oh no, I didn't. I was like, LOL, politics and entertainment always go hand in hand. Hello. That's what I've been saying for the longest. So when people try to say keep this stuff out of politics, I'm like, do y'all even know what y'all talking about? Like politics have always gone hand in hand with entertainment. Whether it's in movies you watch, music, like when you go see when you go see Captain America Brave New World, that's a political thriller disguised as a superhero with a superhero sheen on it. Like, are y'all slow? Like, y'all don't be paying attention. Like, the lack of people who don't pay attention to shit, it just baffles me. But I guess when you knock them over the head with certain things that they're uncomfortable with, then they notice that it's politics or political. Or their favorite word woke, which they don't even know the beginner. They don't even know what the hell that word means. Mm-hmm. They don't want to talk politics because they either never cared for you or they felt guilty and know they are wrong. Mm-hmm. The Clintons and Obama were booed. Oh yeah, I read those already. I'm glad she didn't go either. Protect your peace, niece. It's just most people are now realizing it. I gotta give credit. Give my friends credit. A lot of my friends' politics and beliefs come from their parents. One of my friends, Liberty, said she's grateful her friends were a better influence and led her to be a Democrat. I've noticed that why homeschool is becoming popular and parents screening their friends because they even acknowledge that they don't trust kids because you can tell the future them whatever. Like anybody who has a problem with anybody having a difference of opinion, I just don't get it. So you just want to be right all the time, your way or no way. Feel safer to homeschool their kids. So basically, they're doing well. I don't know. I find like homeschooling is kind of dangerous because when they actually go out in the real world and realize that people don't think the way they do, it's going to be a huge culture shock. Yes, monopulence. You own everything. But anyway, okay, so we're at the end of today's show. I want to thank you all for watching the latest episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. I will be on tomorrow, so I'll be back. I don't know what time, hopefully earlier, but you know, it's a lot of work putting together a show. So if you can, please do me a solid before y'all go and hit that like button and that subscribe button. Also, be sure to smash the notification bell so that way you know when we go live with a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Once again, thank you all for chatting with me through this long 3 hour plus production in the comments and all that good stuff. Love you all for watching. Until next time, ciao, darlings.